Monday's done and we say hello to Tuesday. A very good morning to you. I'm Zoe Brown.
And good morning from my side as well. You and Stradimir, the week is now officially underway. Now Ali can get into it. I can't believe it. These weeks are flying. It's Tuesday. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show and we are here and we are already thinking about the Braai weekend that we are about to have. Because this morning, joining us in studio to get the flames going is the founder of National Braai Day, Jan Braai himself.
Ooh.
Now, he's here. He's bringing all the braai gadgets you need, as well as some delectable dishes, including a chocolat fondant potjie pudding.
Ooh,
I know, how's that?
That sounds delicious.
Lovely.
Then entertaining us this morning is the very talented singer and songwriter, as well as actress, Siki Joanne, and we are so excited to have her on the show. And finally, while we celebrate Heritage Month, we're also going to chat about, in fact, two interracial couples who have embraced other cultures and traditions, all in the name of love.
I love it. It's going to be such a cool chat. So stick around for that. We are with you for 3 whole hours. Make yourself a cup of coffee, make yourself comfortable, and let us entertain you this morning. Let's say good morning to our fellow colleague, Ryle Nature Boy. Good morning, my man.
Yes, you beautiful souls. Mzansi, thank you for joining us. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, we Tuesday to spend it with you, of course. And welcome to the party. I'm fresh, I'm ready. I got my fade cupped in, so I'm here to serve you, Mzansi. So let's do exactly that. Obviously, you heard the hype. We are talking about Heritage Day, Braai Day. It's happening this weekend. So we want to know from you, what is that one thing, that one extra thing that makes your braai nah? You know what I mean? That just elevates it, takes it to the next level. Is it the fact that you have to maybe like bring a potjie pot? Do you have to get like a perfect starter to get everybody in the mix? For me, I got this vibe, right, where I buy this like big loaf, cut it down into like checkerboard pieces, gooi some cheese in, gooi some bacon, put it in the oven. You know those braais in South Africa that take like ages? That starter serves everybody and bridges that 4-hour gap before the food actually gets ready. But come through, Mzansi, let us know what makes your braai absolutely nah. And right now, we're going to make the show absolutely nah by coming through, giving you all the good stuff. And first up, Ewan standing by with the news.
Thank you so much, Ryle. Listen, dude, braai at your house, my friend. That pull-apart bread sounds amazing. But let's start off this Tuesday morning. It is just about to go 3 minutes past 6 o'clock. Let's take a look at your national news headlines. The Human Rights Commission, the HRC, has found that municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal violated residents' right to clean drinking water. Now, the Commission released its report yesterday on a water investigation that was carried out in the province last year. Now, the report states that officials disregarded residents despite several complaints and concerns about water issues. The HRC says that since 2020, it has received some 600 complaints about insufficient access to water in the province. And the police have not yet apprehended the attackers of a tavern near Mbombela late on Saturday night, in which 2 people were killed when masked attackers entered and began firing randomly at people. A number of people were wounded, and in a similar attack, the police are also hunting for a group of men who shot dead 6 men at a tavern in Daveyton on the East Rand on Saturday evening. A 7th person was wounded. And then over to international news headlines this morning. The United Nations has warned that contaminated water and a lack of sanitation in the flood-stricken east of Libya pose a serious risk of disease outbreaks. Now, the UN says teams from 9 of its agencies are providing humanitarian aid, including emergency medication, which will support some 15,000 people for 3 months. Now, 2 dams burst in the port city of Derna a week ago, and thousands of people were swept away by floodwaters. The official death toll is already more than 11,000, and some 10,000 people are still missing. And 5 Americans jailed for years in Iran and widely regarded as hostages are on their way home to the US. Now, the last pieces in a controversial swap mediated by Qatar fell into place when $6 billion of Iranian funds held in South Korea reached banks in Doha. It also led to the departure of 4 American men and 1 woman in Tehran, who are also Iranian citizens, on a chartered flight to Qatar's capital. Now, the US said earlier its citizens were imprisoned on baseless charges for political leverage. And we'll end off with this story. An extraordinary South African doing extraordinary things for nature has been honored by the Game Rangers Association of Africa. Nkateko Leti Mzimba, a sergeant in the Black Mambas unit at the Olifants West Nature Reserve in Limpopo, was named Best Field Ranger for her commitment as a, and I quote, vigilant guardian of rhinos and other endangered species, and being a shining example of dedication and leadership in conservation. Now, the Best Conservation Supporter Awards went to the producers of the wildlife documentary Rhino Man, which sheds light on the courageous South African rangers who risk everything to protect rhinos from extinction. Wonderful. Well done, and we greatly appreciate your selfless efforts to protect our precious rhinos. And that's that story. We leave your news headlines. I'll have another update at 7 o'clock. Right now, here's Ryle with a first look at your sports.
Thank you so much, Ewan Nishas, and let us dive into all the sporting action that has taken place. Of course, we're starting off the cricket, and in preparation for the upcoming white ball series against New Zealand, the Protea women's cricket squad is riding the roller coaster of recent performances. Now, while they faced a tough time in Pakistan, losing the T20 series 3-0, they rebounded triumphantly in the ODI, securing a 2-1 victory. Now back on home turf, they hold the upper hand against the White Ferns in the 3 ODIs and 5 T20s. Now, action begins this Thursday with a warm-up clash between South Africa and the New Zealand 11 at Benoni's Willowmore Park. Well, carrying on with sporting action right now and sticking to cricket news, in the upcoming 3-match one-day international series against Australia this month, KL Rahul will take charge of a makeshift Indian squad for the first 2 games. Now, regular skipper Rohit Sharma is set to return for the series finale, and notably several key players such as Rohit, Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya and Kuldeep Yadav will be resting for the initial matches. Now, the lineup for the final encounters mirrors India's World Cup squad, featuring the inclusion of Ravichandran Ashwin and Washington Sundar. Well, from our cricket news, let's head over to rugby, which is obviously taking the world by storm right now, especially with the World Cup action. And Springbok Director of Rugby, Rassie Erasmus, has hinted at the possibility of a 7-1 split on their bench for the upcoming World Cup showdown against Ireland on Saturday. Now, this move comes as fly-off Handré Pollard is confirmed to be unavailable. Now, while eyebrows were raised when the Springboks used the strategy in their recent 35-7 victory over New Zealand, it was attributed to a late injury to fullback Willie Leroux. Now, Erasmus suggests that this approach might be under consideration again for the Pool B clash in Paris, as the surplus forward strength of the bench could help them maintain physical dominance over their opponents throughout the full 80 minutes. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, though, we're also waiting to see what happens when it comes to the world of golf and Sergio Garcia, who has reportedly explored options to resolve his outstanding DP World Tour fines, amounting to approximately $868,000. And this in a bid to secure a spot on the Team Europe for the upcoming Ryder Cup. Now, sources indicate that the 43-year-old Spaniard considered settling these fines and even participating in DP World Tour events this season to meet Ryder Cup eligibility criteria. Now, Garcia, boasting 25 individual match wins and the highest points tally in Ryder Cup history, is eager to join the competition at Marco Simon Golf and Country Club in Rome. And that's taking place from September the 29th to October the 1st. Well, that's all the sporting action I have for you right now. We'll do it all again in an hour, but let's dive into the weather and see what's happening. Here's Zoe with the latest.
Thank you, Raul. Well, let's start off with some news. Mopping up operations are underway following major destruction caused by high waves along the Garden Route coastline on Saturday. Beaches along the Garden Route will be closed until the spring tide has subsided. The municipality of George worked tirelessly to protect infrastructure and save lives. Meanwhile, a recovery team has been dispatched to begin repairs after heavy damage to Transnet's rail link into the port of Port Elizabeth on Saturday. Transnet Freight Rail said rough sea conditions caused a wash-away of the railway line over some 500 meters and pushed large rocks, debris and sand onto the track over a distance of about 1,000 meters. Well, let's get into your temperatures for your day. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 12 with a high of 30, Mbombela 17.32, Pretoria 12.29, Johannesburg 12 with a high of 27. Mahikeng 11.29, Klerksdorp 11.29. If you're in Kimberley, 5's your low, 31 your high. Bloemfontein 2 with a high of 30. Richards Bay 21 with a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg 15.28. Durban 17.24. Mthatha 7 with a high of 28. East London 14.22, Cradock 6.31. If you're in Gqeberha, a low of 12 and a high of 21 can be expected. George 11 reaching a high of 18. Rain in Cape Town today, a low of 11, a high of 17. Worcester 8.21, Sutherland 3 with a high of 20. And if you're in Uppington today, 6 is your low and 31 degrees Celsius. That is your high. Well, those are your temperatures for your Tuesday. Let's take a look at your sunrise views. Starting off in Cape Agulhas, Samuel shared this dusky view. Lucas from Ladysmith is outside enjoying this gorgeous cloud formation. Anissa and Durban snapped a beautiful perspective. Love these sunrise views from the beach. And Ken in Keithmouth bringing us bright pinks in the sky. What a great way to start the day. Well, if you would love to share your sunrise view, please do so. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you so much, Zoe. All right, your Tuesday is now officially underway. We're going to take our very first break. When we come back, we shine the spotlight on yet another epic member of our South African Rugby World Cup squad, Jesse Kriel. We'll give you a bit of an insight into his career. And then because rugby fever is running so high, we have a rugby-inspired workout just for you. So get the tackies on, get up off the couch and join us after the break. We'll see you just now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, welcome back. Mzansi, your feel-good breakfast show, and things are feeling so good right now. If you take into account the fact that the Springboks are cruising.
Oh, man, we are so proud of our boys, and we cannot wait for Saturday's match against Ireland. It's going to be incredible. But, I mean, we all, I think, still reveling from what they did on the field against Romania.
Statements were made, eh?
Statements were made, and it was just nice to see the team playing as a unit, man.
100%. And speaking of the team, obviously, every week or most of the week, we come through these opportunities to go through these heroes that are serving for us right now at the World Cup. And today we're highlighting the very versatile Jesse Kriel. Yes, able to play wing, center, and fullback. For now, I'm pretty sure you could throw him in a scrum and he'll do all right as well. But his rugby journey commenced during his school days, landing him in the South African school teams. Transitioning to senior rugby, he made waves internationally, becoming a prominent figure on the global stage.
Yeah, man, he's had an incredible career. I mean, his rugby journey began at Maritzburg College, where his actually standout performances earned him a spot in the South African school side in 2012 already, gaining experience against strong teams like France and England. And then, of course, after school, Kriel then joined the Blue Bulls in Pretoria, making significant contributions in his youth rugby. His performance helped the Blue Bulls under-19 secure victory in the 2013 Provincial Championship.
And I think by then already he was just jacked. You could see this guy's body was from another planet. And it even got better because in 2014, Kriel entered senior rugby with the Bulls training squad for Super Rugby. But he shifted to the Blue Bulls for the 2014 Vodacom Cup, debuting against the Griquas and scoring his first senior try within a week. And in June 2015, his commitment showed as he extended his Bulls contract until October 2018. And this was later prolonged to October 2019. And Jesse had his first stint in Japan, playing for the NTT Hurricanes in 2015-2016. That was during that season. And then after that, he signed for the Cannon Eagles in 2020. Man's been all over the show, right?
He's been all over the play. And then, of course, Jesse made his test debut for South Africa in the 2015 Rugby Championship against Australia, where he not only earned his Springbok cap, but also scored his very first test try as well.
Debut, baby. Come on.
For sure, man. I mean, what a moment that was as well. Of course, the very talented Jesse Kriel was also part of the victorious South African squad that won the 2019 Rugby World Cup, showcasing his contributions to the team's historic success, and was again selected for the Springboks to defend their title in this year's World Cup, happening, of course, in France. Listen, man,
I don't make me feel comfortable now. I'm like, oh, we got him in our corner. Like,
yeah,
I'm
we
glad
got
for
him.
that.
And I mean, you can see, I mean, together with him and the rest of the team, the conditioning is up there. These Oaks are rock solid, man. I remember once I went to film an Expresso insert up in Joburg with some of the Lions players, and we did some drills on the field.
Oh, yeah?
And you know the pad that they hold that you go and you tackle with?
Yeah.
I thought, man, I'm going to knock this Oak over because I'm a fairly tall guy,
I'm
big guy.
this weight around.
I literally knocked myself out. I fell back and I was winded and I was knocked out. These guys
And you've got some meat
are
on you, bro.
I'm telling you, no, they're on another level.
Well,
that's fine. I'll just watch them.
I'm glad they're on our side, so maybe this is a warning for you, Ireland. If you are ready for this weekend, then, I hope you are, because it's going to be a big one. Let's get ready, get geared up. And don't forget, come through with all those bright tips for us. For now, though, let's get our body in shape, because it's time to get ready for summer. We're in spring, but summer's almost here.
Oh, definitely. And look who is back on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Ashley Sherwood. And I'm so excited that we're going to get into a bit of a workout, but we're going to take inspiration from the men playing rugby during the Rugby World Cup right now. So whether you want to improve your speed, like the likes of Grant Williams, or bulk up to the likes of Eben, you will need to have the perfect workout routine just in case you get called up to the squad. Now, we are very excited that Ashley Sherwood, fitness instructor, is back with us, and we're going to do the ultimate rugby fitness segment brought to you by Total Energies, proud sponsor of the 2023 Rugby World Cup. I love that we are doing this. I know rugby predominantly at the moment, we are watching the men playing, but women also play rugby, and we're going to take some inspiration from that. So Ashley, when it comes to this, how would you say, what makes the difference between a rugby fitness workout program compared to a regular workout program?
So rugby fitness, there's different aspects to it. There's cardio, there's obviously weight training, and you obviously need to be able to get an impact from a 120 kg man running at you. So there's that. It's very different because you have so many aspects, and then fitness is just one aspect. It's just training and weight training. So there's a lot of aspects to rugby.
Okay, so what can we do right now to really get us ready, or take inspiration, draw inspiration from the various aspects that goes into getting yourself ready?
So with rugby training, there's compound exercises where it's just like kind of a full body, or it's just an exercise that contains more than several muscles. So we'll just start off with a basic like they usually do in rugby training, a little bit of a squat and a shoulder press. There we go.
And how important is form?
Form is so important because it literally prevents injury, and it definitely helps you get stronger, but mostly importantly, preventing injury. Okay, and then obviously here's another important one, some deadlifts, or we can just do an RDL. So just pushing forward, and there we go.
Deadlifts is one of those things where it's deceivingly, oh, what am I doing? And then the next day you feel it.
Yeah.
But the day after, you really feel the hamstrings.
Definitely. And that's an important part in rugby. Its legs is very dominant, so deadlifts is one of those prominent exercises to do. All right. Cool. And now we're just going to focus on some more shoulder press. Okay, over here. And there's also a lot of explosive training with rugby training, so a lot of jump squats, a lot of plyometrics, so a lot of jumping exercises, definitely, which we're going to get into.
Okay.
So just a basic jump squat, if you can do that, just up. There we go.
For someone that perhaps doesn't want to do that impact of the jumping, what is a great alternative? to doing
Definitely a
jump
squat, just definitely.
Just a normal squat.
Or even a kettlebell swing with a kettlebell, that's also quite convenient because it's high intensity training.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah. Let's grab the dumbbells again. Okay, and we're just going to focus on some bicep curls.
we want those Michelle Obama arms.
Here we go.
So when you get ready for a competition, I know there are so many different training elements. Do you find that there's perhaps an overlap between your style of training and perhaps that of a rugby fitness inspired training?
Definitely. We focus a lot on form and full range of motion, and deadlifts are obviously, like I said, compound movements is very essential for rugby. So it's obviously all in bodybuilding as well. So it's quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of lunges, so just forward and backwards. There we go.
I can imagine they probably have hundreds of kilograms.
Yeah, with the
In dumbbell sizes.
Yeah, with the bar as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, we are only using 2.
Well, dynamite comes in small packages, so that's okay.
Thank you.
Here we go. All right. Okay, we're just gonna go back to that squat again and shoulder press. So squat down and back up. There we go.
Yeah, form is important. You want to prevent injury as much as possible.
Oh, definitely. At the same time, when you're focusing on form, you're definitely focusing on full range of motion and obviously to get stronger as well.
Definitely. Well, Ashley, I love this workout. I love that there are so many different elements to it. You can increase the weight
Definitely.
to challenge yourself. You can do more rounds. You can do more reps. I love this. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
And for you, you can win a share of 500,000 Rand. Now predict the winner of the 2023 Rugby World Cup for a chance to win when you spend 700 Rand or more at any participating Total Energies service stations. Simply sign up as a Total Energies club member, scan the QR code to enter, and that is for non-Total Energy club members. You can register to enter on WhatsApp. That number is 072 371 7026, and the competition closes on the 15th of October. There are some T's and C's that apply. Good luck. So now let's just do a little bit of a cool down.
Yeah, absolutely. We can
Hey, I love it. Thank you, Ashley, for coming through with that one. We are warmed up, geared up, and ready for the rest of this Tuesday. So let's get into it. We're talking about the emergence of a superbug. Oh, it sounds scary, but don't worry, we got you covered on how to deal with that. And then, of course, spring is coming through. So we're going to put a spring in your step right now. Yes, Allergics coming through with that and helping you conquer the season with no allergies. That and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast show. See you in a bit.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 Rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
Just like in rugby, it's uniting our energies that helps us move forward.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It's wonderful to hang out with you this morning. We have some very important information heading your way right now. Antimicrobial resistance and the emergence of superbugs is a global health and development threat. We know this. Now, we rely on antibiotics and antimicrobials to treat serious infections such as TB, pneumonia, meningitis, as well as other common infections. But what happens when the bacteria and viruses become resistant to these medicines? Now, there is a danger. Now, here to educate us a little bit more this morning on this topic is Yasmina Johnson, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Yasmina, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
I'm glad we're talking about this because I still don't think a lot of people realize the severity and the seriousness of something like antibiotic resistance. Now, let's start off by talking about antimicrobial stewardship. What exactly is it and why is it important?
Yeah, so as you've mentioned, we're getting this development of resistance against our antibiotics. And when that happens, these antibiotics become ineffective, you can't treat patients anymore, patients become sicker, and so on. And what they found in evidence is that there's a close link between our use of antimicrobials and the development of resistance. So as we use the antibiotics, the resistance goes up. If we reduce the use, the resistance comes down. So antimicrobial stewardship is about protecting our antibiotics and using it wisely. So we only use it when we have to. And when we do use it, we use the right antibiotic. Often what you find is that people will use antibiotics because it's the antibiotic or it's easier to use, it's more convenient, but it might not be the right antibiotic.
I see.
So it's very
Using
important
it just for the sake of it being an antibiotic.
An antibiotic, or like I said, it's more convenient, but you should preferably perhaps use another one, using the not underdose, not overdose, and using it just for the right period to treat the infection without using for extended periods where it's really not necessary. So it's all about how we manage antibiotics.
I see the safe and responsible use
of
antimicrobials.
Yes.
Now, how does the antimicrobial resistance, how does it impact our healthcare system, of course, and also the availability of effective treatments for various ailments? Because, I mean, now we see that people start getting resistant, and what is the knock-on effect?
It's huge. It's huge. Obviously, if you are infected with a resistant infection, you are sicker longer, you may be in hospital longer, you're out of work longer, your treatment is more expensive. There are times when you develop a resistance infection where you need isolation, and that is more resource intensive because you need it to be treated separately. Also, in terms of people that are frail or have other illnesses, if they get these resistant infections, they might not survive the infection. And often you don't have a treatment for a resistant a bug. But, people think these super bugs only happen in hospitals or in ICUs. But they actually occur right in our community. You can see examples of multi-drug resistant TB. Every few years we have to change our treatment guidelines and use different antibiotics, different doses. And for some of these common infections, we are now running out of options.
Now, we know that pharmacists play a very big role in this space. What exactly is a pharmacist's role when it comes to antimicrobial stewardship? And also, I think on the other end, how can individuals go about protecting themselves against becoming resistant to your antimicrobials?
So pharmacists, they play a huge role. In many hospitals, they're the AMS, what we call antimicrobial stewardship champion. In terms of patient care, they would advise you on how to correctly use it. Sometimes if you use certain antibiotics with certain foods or certain dairy products, you can make it ineffective. So it's about how to use it, what interactions may happen with medicines that you're already taking or that you would like to take. So advising and educating the patient on a more healthcare level. They usually work in a multidisciplinary team because antimicrobial stewardship is about a multidisciplinary team. You need your infection prevention control person, you need your infectious disease person, microbiologist, and also your prescriber or clinician. So At that level, we also look at the use of antimicrobials for signals where you need to intervene. You know, if you see a certain antibiotics use go up, you might think, hey, what's happening? Is it inappropriate use or is it some resistance developing? So, so they play a very different role at different levels.
Different levels, yeah. But I think the message here is for people to not just go about freely using antibiotics and really think about, you know, when is the right time to take it. Listen to the doctors, listen to the pharmacists.
Yeah, I mean, you were asking about how can we protect ourselves against antimicrobial resistance of the patient. It is firstly to try not to get an infection.
Yeah.
And I think COVID taught us a lot about that.
Preventative
you know,
care.
The masking, the sanitizing. And when you do have an infection, not to spread that infection. It's very important. So all this reduces our use of antibiotics, which is very important.
Sure.
Don't share your antibiotics, don't...
And if you are on it, finish the course.
Yeah, and flus and colds, you don't need antibiotics.
Exactly.
Okay, and if it's green and yellow, it doesn't necessarily mean it's an infection.
Exactly. Love it. Yasmina, thank you very much. That was some valuable information for sure. Now, don't forget that you can win 1,000 Rand cash daily with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, during the month of September. And all you need to do is visit the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and tell us who your favorite pharmacist is and why. The competition closes at midday today, so get entering right now. T's and C's do apply, and you can if you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com. Yasmina, thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
September is Pharmacy Month, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Now, it's that time of the week when we turn our attention to the unsung heroes of healthcare, the dedicated pharmacists who are making a real difference, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Now, let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week in Sunningdale, KZN.
September is Pharmacy Month, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
I decided to become a pharmacist so that I could, be involved in the community in all aspects of the community. We're celebrating a milestone this year that Sunningdale Pharmacy has been operational for 30 years this year, so it's our 30th anniversary. And then we have staff that have been here for 20 years and more. So they're very familiar with the people that come into the pharmacy, the community. I think pharmacists are underutilized in what they can do for the community. We have a wealth of knowledge, and not many people out there can actually afford a doctor's consult, or for that matter, medical aids. They're welcome to come and see the pharmacist, who doesn't charge a consult and is available at any time to provide counseling and healthcare advice to improve the lives of people.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned until finally South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Well, we thank all pharmacists making a difference in their communities. We just wanted to let you know that we absolutely appreciate you.
Oh, yes, we appreciate you, and that's why we're still going to continue to serve you. And of course, talking about things on social media, diving into that digital world, there's a lot that's been going on, especially the spring tide. I don't know if you saw what happened this weekend, but we're going to dive into that. And hey, speaking of spring, obviously allergy season is here, so let's put a spring in your step and get you ready for the season. All that and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show just after this.
This September on Expresso, celebrate Pharmacy Month by telling us who your favorite pharmacist is for the chance to win R1,000 cash each weekday with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Check out the competition post on Expresso's social media pages. Tell us who your favorite pharmacist is and why. And include the hashtag sponsors of Brave to enter. T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
Just like in rugby, it's uniting our energies that helps us move forward.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Yesterday, we reported on the spring tides affecting the Cape Coast and Gordons Bay region. The large ocean swells along South Africa's coastline caused major flooding in so many areas.
Yeah, now the SA Weather Service issued a level 5 warning, and that was for damaging winds and waves. Now the NSRI Wilderness was on the scene and reported structural damage, sand dune erosion, and unfortunately the death of an elderly citizen.
Now, we've scoured the internet and found some of the shocking scenes from citizens that they shared on social media. So let's, while we talk about this, we'll show you some of the imaging, but the cold front and the storm surge with high tides is surely an example of the effects of global warming. I mean, Raul, you're nature boy, you're always out and about. Do you think we're going to see more of these, natural disasters becoming more frequent?
I definitely can just say on experience alone, it seems like we are experiencing a lot of the volatilities when it comes to weather. So I can't speak on exactly what's going to happen, but I definitely feel like the hot is getting hotter and the cold is getting colder. So I'm experiencing personal extremes of weather right now, especially when I go in the mountain and the ocean. Oh man, but look, it sometimes makes for some cooking waves, I'm not gonna lie.
But I mean, with this spring tide, I think, seeing so many images on social media, you just see the coast and you didn't have, or at least for me, I didn't have context as to where this was taking place until I had to go and dig a little bit deeper. But many vehicles were also swept away and damaged by the waves, as well as businesses and residential buildings.
Wow.
I think, I always think when people park along the beach, and especially people that live alongside the beachfront. I mean, I didn't have a parking bay when I stayed in the beachfront, so that could have been my car.
I was also thinking, because I saw some of the wreckage afterwards, some of the cars probably never came back. They got swept up in the ocean. What happens with insurance there? Is that like a act of God? Because sometimes your insurance doesn't cover that.
I'm hoping insurance will
so
cover
this
that.
is quite
I
a tricky
really
one. And does
do.
this mean we have to maybe reevaluate our insurance? Well, questions because we've never really gone through this that much, maybe once or twice. But right now I can say the flooding has left the ground saturated in so many areas, and it's not easy to travel across or through it. So if you did find yourself in that kind of situation, what would you actually do? One thing I wouldn't do is run into the waves or try and drive through it. I saw a video of someone screaming at a lady as well, like, come on, move, move, move. And she literally almost got swept up and taken back into the ocean. It was so scary.
But it's amazing how people react in situations like this. You know, it's so easy to say, oh, I'm going to do this, but you never know when you're in that situation yourself.
100%.
I think for me, it's just, in a moment of panic, it's just, I think I personally would try find safety.
Yeah.
The last thing I would do is actually take a video like some of these individuals.
impressive.
I would just try find higher ground in a moment like that.
It's so crazy. It honestly looks to me like the entire water table is just changing. I mean, the ground level must be affected by this. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the after effect is. And does this happen again? I don't know, Mzansi, we are definitely in for a ride when it comes to our weather. Obviously, as you can hear, global warming is a big discussion right now. Is it happening, or is this just the normal volatility that the Earth transitions through as it goes through its different phases? We don't know. Maybe you can come through and let us know. But for now, though, I think we definitely can say that that was just crazy.
It was, and we definitely want to send our thoughts and well wishes to everyone that got affected by the springtide flooding over the weekend. And speaking of spring, let's find out how you can put spring in your step this allergy season.
All right, it's that time of the year. Winter's on the way out and signs of summer on the way in. But first, spring, and we're excited for it. But that also means a lot of discomfort for the many who suffer from hay fever. Now, this morning, Chris Vassell at Adcock Ingram OTC joins us this morning to chat about how we can deal with these symptoms. A lot of people suffer from hay fever. Let's unpack it first and foremost. What is hay fever, and how can we do away with those annoying symptoms?
Okay, so hay fever is generally called allergic rhinitis, and it presents with symptoms, as you've mentioned, that most of us are so familiar with. It's the cold-like symptoms, such as a runny or blocked nose, congestion, sneezing, itchy eyes. It may even include an itchy skin condition known as urticaria.
Oh, wow. Now, those are quite a lot of symptoms, which I think most of our viewers will be very familiar with. Itchy eyes, nose, skin condition as well. How much medication does one need? Because, I mean, you think about treating every single element of it.
Yeah. It would seem that you may need a lot of medication, and at Adcock Ingram OTC, we are very fortunate that we have a big product range, and we have a lot of products that are available to treat allergies. These products are also available over the counter in your local pharmacy, so you don't need a prescription for them. So one of our products contains an ingredient called cetirizine. And cetirizine, and this actually takes care of all the symptoms we've just spoken about. So it's a simple one tablet in an easy once-a-day dosage, and it has a long-lasting effect.
And I think that's good news for our viewers as well, because, which brings me to my next question. Is it safe for the whole family to use, kids included?
Absolutely, and what's really great about it is that you don't have to have different products to treat the children or yourself, the adults in the family. So we have a product that contains the active ingredient cetirizine. It's available in two formats: a syrup format, which can be given to children from the age of 2 years old, but of course, if you're that way inclined, adults can also use the syrup, and then we have tablets which can be taken by children over the age of 12 and adults.
All right, so cetirizine over the counter available.
Absolutely.
Right. So based on what I'm hearing this morning is that we can all go about and enjoy spring, because, I mean, that's the ultimate goal. It's such a beautiful time of the year without having those rather annoying hay fever symptoms.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's actually debilitating, some of the symptoms you have. So at Adcock Ingram OTC, we're known as sponsors of Brave, and we do salute South Africans because we know they're faced with challenges on an everyday basis. So we're really thrilled that we are able to offer them a range of products. All they have to do is go in, talk to their local pharmacist, and we know they're so knowledgeable, so committed to what they do, that they can go in, speak to them about the symptoms for themselves, for the children, and they will get the best product that will suit their needs. So we are absolutely super proud to be able to say we add value to life.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your input. And I think it's just good news for our viewers, because if you think about it, battling with hay fever, and if you have a big day at work or a big commitment, or there's a school play happening and your child is being bugged by hay fever, I mean, there's definitely something that you can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris, thank you very much. Now remember to talk to your pharmacist, available to help you with sound advice. Our pharmacists are the pillars of our community, and as September is Pharmacy Month, we should take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank them for the contribution they are making to our families and also our communities. Now don't forget, you also stand the chance to win 5,000 Rand in cash this week. Simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages and tell us, how do you prepare for spring if you suffer from seasonal allergies? Don't forget to include #SetAsit. The competition closes on Monday, the 25th of September at midnight. T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited. We have Siki Joanne on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She's got a powerful voice and a very incredible journey. I think she took the world by storm when she sang her version of the Click song from Maria Makeba. And in fact, we have a little clip that we would love to show you. And you got us all dancing just by that little clip. I think, you know, it's a goosebumps moment. Do you feel that when you see that?
I understand you exactly, because I feel the same feeling that you feel exactly. It's so electrifying. I don't know, it was an iconic moment for me. It's a moment to be remembered forever. There is no performance like that one I have ever done in my life.
Oh, but you have just been able to take that moment and really make the most of it. Your career exploded after that. I mean, you were mentioning, when I feel like you need to tell everyone all the incredible places and you've performed in that a short period of time.
They say it's not about winning the competition, but it's what you do after the show. So I've been so fortunate enough to perform at big stages. I've embraced it. I've performed recently at Miss SA. I performed at Cricket SA. I sang the New Zealand's national anthem when they were playing with the Springboks. I've done so many big shows, and it's been such an incredible experience being part of The Voice South Africa, and the experience that is still going on after that. You know, people still say that I'm the winner.
Oh, but you know what? I feel like whenever you do these singing competitions, it's generally, yes, the winner gets, you know, the title and everything that goes with it, but it's generally the top 5. They all just succeed in so many ways. They end up winning in life.
Most definitely. I won, hey? I won in many different ways, and I'm so happy to be here where I am today.
Well, we are so excited that you are gracing us with your presence. Your first performance, what are you going to perform for us?
I'm going to be performing Bekezela. Bekezela is a song where it motivates you not to give up. You keep on going on. Bekezela means hang on there.
Oh, listen, it's Motivational Monday on a Tuesday. Siki Joanne, we are so excited to have you here. And here on your Feel Good Breakfast show is Siki Joanne with Bekezela.
Good morning, everybody. amaxesha uzowa kodwa kufuneka uphakame uphinde uzivuthulele ubomi bunjalo njalo njalo ubomi bunjalo ukuba uthetha ngentsokolo mna ndiyayazi ngoba umama unontsokolo
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso right here on S3. What a Tuesday morning so far, man. That performance we just had.
Still goosebumping after that.
Joanne,
Ow.
listen. If you have missed it, you've missed out on a lot. But we do have 2 more performances heading your way. She's fantastic, man.
She really is, man. Someone that I would love to just be like a bestie one day. I'm hoping I can like, build that relationship. Speaking of besties, here's a question. What makes your bestie, right? So share your funniest or most heartwarming story of the moment your friend became your ride or die.
There's always that moment where you realize, like, hey. And by doing so, you could win one of 4 cash prizes of 10,000 Rand each in the Sky Washing Powder Friendship Challenge.
This sounds good. Okay, so Mzansi, listen up. The competition runs from today until the 25th of September, and it's right here on Expresso. Now, you can use the WhatsApp line for your voice note and use the number 063 201 5794. Let me repeat that, 069 201 5794. Then you want to get set to win big with Sky Washing Powder. As simple as that. If you are confused, just head over to skywash.co.za. They've got T's and C's available for you, but come on, give us the craziest story, that moment to be like, yeah, that's my guy. That's my bestie. You know that moment. I know what you're talking about. Come through, Mzansi, use that WhatsApp line and let's have some fun with this.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, listen, it's that time of the morning. 1 hour down, another 2 to go. It's time for us to catch up with your 7 a.m. headlines, but still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so you do not want to miss out on anything, is All Things Braai. Jan Braai is joining us in studio, so stay tuned.
Light those fires, that's for sure. Now, it is 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at your headlines once again. Starting off with your national news headlines this morning, the City of Tshwane's Metro Council is considering a private partnership with investigators to enhance the functioning of the Rooiwal and Pretoria West power stations. Now, Tshwane Metro Council Mayor Celia Brink said that would assist the city to independently generate nearly 1,000 megawatts of electricity in the next 3 years. Recently, the Tshwane Council approved a public participation report for the proposed 40-year lease of the Rooiwal and Pretoria West power stations. And the Human Rights Commission, the HRC, has found that municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal violated residents' rights to clean drinking water. Now, the Commission released its report yesterday on a water investigation that was carried out in the province last year. The report states that officials disregarded residents despite several complaints and concerns about water issues. The HRC says that since 2020, it has received some 600 complaints about insufficient access to water in the province. Over to international news headlines this morning. China's top diplomat, Wang Yi, is visiting Russia for security talks as Moscow seeks continued support for its war against Ukraine. Now, Beijing is accused of supporting Russia indirectly in the war, but vehemently denies this. His visit comes after President Vladimir Putin recently met North Korean's Kim Jong-un. Now, Russian media said that Wang's trip would also lay the foundation for Putin to make a landmark visit to Beijing soon. Now, Putin hasn't traveled abroad since the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for him in March over war crimes in Ukraine. And the United Nations has warned that contaminated water and a lack of sanitation in the flood-stricken east of Libya pose a serious risk of disease outbreaks. The UN says teams from 9 of its agencies are providing humanitarian aid, including emergency medication, which will support some 15,000 people for 3 months. Now, 2 dams burst in the port city of Derna a week ago, and thousands of people were swept away by floodwaters. The official death toll is already more than 11,000, and some 10,000 are still missing. And we'll end off on this rather light-hearted note. Rom-coms can actually be a great salve for a broken heart, providing empathy and hope during an otherwise rather difficult period. Now, some 2,000 adults in a new poll stated the top reasons such films were seen as having such a positive influence. They provide escapism, get you to laugh again, and they are relatable. Now, the survey showed the top 3 romantic comedies, and maybe you'll agree with them: Bridget Jones's Diary, Legally Blonde, and The Holiday. And that was followed by Bridesmaids and My Best Friend's Wedding. Now, 62% of respondents believed romantic comedies could have a positive emotional impact on the healing process, and nearly 1/3 of heartbreak survivors reported feeling empowered by rom-coms, having watched them following a breakup. So this is where you, I suppose, can weigh in. Does rom-coms make you feel better? And what is your favorite rom-com movie? That's your news headlines for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll have one more round for you at 8 o'clock. Right now, Ryle is standing by with another round of your sports.
Well, if that's not making you feel better, then maybe these headlines will, and especially when you dive into the latest when it comes to cricket news. Now, in preparation for the upcoming White Ball series against New Zealand, the Protea women's cricket squad is riding the roller coaster of recent performances. Now, while they faced a tough time in Pakistan, losing the T20 series 3-0, they rebounded triumphantly in the ODI, securing a 2-1 victory. Now back on home turf, they hold the upper hand against the White Ferns in the 3 ODIs and 5 T20s. Now action begins this Thursday with a warm-up clash between the South African 11 and the New Zealand 11, which is taking place at Benoni's Willowmore Park. Well, continuing with cricket news right now, in the upcoming 3-match one-day international series against Australia this month, right? Now we're talking about KL Rahul, who will be taking charge of a makeshift Indian squad for the first 2 games. Now, regular skipper Rohit Sharma is set to return for the series finale, and notably, several key players such as Rohit, Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya and Kuldeep Yadav will be resting for the initial matches. Now, the lineup of the final encounter mirrors India's World Cup squad, featuring the inclusion of Ravichandran Ashwin and Washington Sundar. Well, I love it. And from cricket news, we head over to the latest action when it comes to rugby. Now, reporting on Rugby News, Springbok Director of Rugby, Rassie Erasmus, has hinted at the possibility of a 7-1 split on their bench for the upcoming World Cup showdown against Ireland on Saturday. Now, this move comes as fly-off Andre Pollard is confirmed to be unavailable. Now, while eyebrows were raised when the Springboks used this strategy in their recent 35-7 victory over New Zealand, it was attributed to a late injury to fullback Willie Leroux. Now, Erasmus suggests that this approach might be under consideration again for the Pool B clash in Paris, as the surplus forward strength off the bench could help them maintain physical dominance over their opponents through the full 80 minutes. Well, we're definitely wishing them nothing but the best of luck and more. But for now, let's carry on with the headlines and heading over to golf. Now, many fans might be celebrating this one. Sergio Garcia has reportedly explored options to resolve his outstanding DP World Tours fine, amounting to approximately $868,000. Now, this in a bid to secure a spot on Team Europe for the upcoming Ryder Cup. Now, sources indicate that the 43-year-old Spaniard considered settling these fines and even participating in DP World Tour events this season, and that's to meet Ryder Cup eligibility criteria. Now, Garcia, boasting 25 individual match wins and the highest points tally in Ryder Cup history, is eager to join the competition at Marco Simon Golf and Country Club in Rome, taking place from September the 29th to October the 1st. Well, beautiful stuff. We'll do this all again in the next hour when it comes to all the sporting action. For now, though, many of you heading out on the roads, let's find out what's happening with the traffic, and Zoe has the latest.
Well, let's take a look at your traffic in Pardon Island, Cape Town. There's been an accident on the N1 inbound on Marine Drive. One lane is closed, expect delays. And if you're in Belleville, there's some congestion on the R300 northbound. It's at the N1 inbound ramp. There are some delays this morning. Then moving to Durban and KZN, there's been an accident involving a cement truck on the N2 north to the M7 highway. They are going to close this road completely, so please use the M4 Southern Freeway split or Higgison Highway exit. Well, that's your traffic for this morning. Let's take another look at your weather. And the National Sea Rescue Institute, the NSRI, had a busy weekend reporting to multiple incidents due to the high tide that caused huge choppy waves which flooded several coastal areas. The South African Weather Service has warned that rough seas will remain until the weekend. Members of the NSRI responded to multiple incidents around the coastline and also at Hartbeespoort Dam, which saw meter-high wave heights. People in boats weren't expecting such conditions on an inland waterway. Meanwhile, the Weather Service says damaging waves can still be expected between Cape Point and Struisbaai until tomorrow morning. It also issued warnings for extremely high fire danger conditions over the central and eastern parts of the Northern Cape, the western parts of the Northwest, and the central and western parts of the Free State, the northern parts of the Eastern Cape, as well as the central Karoo in the Western Cape. On that note, let's look at your temperatures for your Tuesday. Starting off with Polokwane, a low of 12 and a high of 30. Mbombela, your low is 17, your high 32. Pretoria 12:29, Johannesburg 12:27. If you're in Mahikeng, 11's your low, 29, that's your high. Klerksdorp 11:29, Kimberley 5:31, Bloemfontein 2 reaching a high of 30. Richards Bay 21 with a high of 29, Pietermaritzburg 15:28, Durban 17:24, Mthatha 7 with a high of 28. East London 14, that's your low, 22, that's your high. Cradock a low of 6 with a high of 31 for today. Gqeberha 12:21, George 11 with a high of 18. Some rainy conditions for Cape Town today, a low of 11, a high of 17. Worcester 8 reaching a high of 21, Sutherland 3 reaching a high of 20, and if you're in Uppington, a low of 6 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius, that can be expected for today. Well, those are your sunrise views. In fact, your temperatures, but let's get into your sunrise views. Starting in Umbilo, Dave is sharing our 7 a.m. update. Look at that, the sun rising in the distance. Audrey and GQ is watching the water out in the distance and shared the sunrise view with us. Marty in Port Alfred captured this stunning view. Look at the clouds in the sky. And Rumea in KZN is sharing a stroll this morning and shared this gorgeous view with us. Look at those colors in the sky. We'll continue to share your sunrise views with us, and if you would love to do so, please do so on our WhatsApp line.
Having so much fun in the kitchen. Why? Because this beautiful man is here. Jan Braai in the building. How you doing, bro?
Hallo, goeiemorgen.
Ah, man, it's so good to have you. I'm just excited already because your cologne smells like good times, Braai, Heritage Day. That's what we're all about.
Like
What's
a smoky.
Yeah. What do you got prepared for us, man?
Yes, awesome food. And of course, we're going to chat about essential tools that you need for Braai Day. It's, 5 days to go until National Braai Day, the Sunday when the whole country unites around fires. Yeah.
Let's do it, Mzansi. Every reason to stick around. Don't go anywhere. Jan Braai is coming at you in just a bit.
The sun is here, the trees all emerald green, but how do you get your spirits up when spring allergies got you down?
It's tough, man. Well, you do it with SetiSit and Expresso's springtime competition. Because this month, you stand to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, and of course, include the all-important hashtag SetiSit in your answer. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. And yes, we are gearing up towards Heritage Day. And today we are connecting with an incredible interracial couple who beautifully exemplifies the rich tapestry of love in our diverse nation. Now get ready to hear heartwarming stories from Pam and Sebastian, ready from Durban. Pam, Sebastian, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I love a good love story. So let's start off with how the two of you met.
Here we go. So we met at church. We met at church and ended up in the same circles. So we'd always find ourselves socializing with the same people, but we weren't like friends. We were like acquaintances.
Back into our Facebook, you look at our pictures, somehow we landed in the same circles all of the time. Actually staying next to each other in some of the pictures, which is quite weird.
Yeah. So that's how we met.
And we also had something in common, which was music.
Oh, okay.
Which was great because I remember once I asked Pam for a recording of a song for her to sing. So pretty much that's how I got her number.
Very clever, very sneaky. I see what you did there, because I always am so intrigued with when it's a friendship, when you cross that line to becoming more than just friends. But well done on you, Sebastian, being very smooth over there. Now, I know sometimes, I'm someone that's in an interracial relationship and you don't always realize it until people ask you about it. Was that the case for you? Were you well aware of the fact that you guys are different races about to enter into this relationship, or was it more everyone around you making you aware of it?
So, it's such a weird concept because growing up, I grew up in the locations, and I'm fluent in isiZulu and sometimes Xhosa, which is very different from you because when I look at them, I don't see, whoa, I'm a different race.
Yeah.
It's pretty much normal.
Yeah, like when you're in the relationship, it's not like every day I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, snap, I've got an Indian husband, It's only when we are in public and you get the stares. Some stares are like fascinating. Some stares are like, what are they doing together? But it's only when we are around people who don't know us that, it's evident that.
Yeah, and then there's also some of those family members that tend to remind us, whoa, you made outside the race. Which is, it's weird. And it's also, it's tough but refreshing at the same time.
I hear you with that. It's tough and refreshing, but it's also like, it's always frustrating when everyone else makes it a thing when it really isn't a thing between the two of you, because your core values are the same. And I think it's beautiful when you get to share your backgrounds with each other and create that new future together. Have there been any instances where you find that, your background has been so different to her background, or perhaps, Pam, you found your background was so different to Sebastian's background?
Yeah.
It's funny because we have a lot of similarities, actually. Obviously, the obvious difference is that we are different races, but we found that we grew up in like the same areas, and we went to like the same school
as kids.
Yeah, so it's a tricky question, but our family dynamics are very, very different.
Yeah, from an interest perspective and just from a racial difference as well. Very, it's paradigm difference.
Yeah.
Because I'm Indian, parents from African home. It is a lot different. Similarities, maybe just for our like of food. Maybe.
Yeah.
Pam, are you a great cook?
She good.
Oh, but Sebastian, are you a good cook? That's the other question.
Actually, he taught me how to make a traditional Indian curry.
Okay.
Because our definitions of curry was very, very different. So he's actually a way better cook than I am. But now that he's taught me his tricks, I think
I come home to good food. I do come home to good food.
So I've made it like my mission to like perfect the curry so that he can come home and get a meal and what he's used to.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Well, Pam, I think, I mean, based on the smile on his face, I think you have perfected that curry. And when the two of you are in Cape Town, please come and visit us at our Expresso studios and make that delicious curry. How does that sound?
100%.
Oh.
Perfect.
I love entertaining people and I love cooking and taking care of people, which is, I love experimenting as well. So.
His love language is food. So if he cooks for you, just know you are valued.
Oh, you're in the inner circle. Well, I appreciate both of you joining us today. Thank you for sharing a little bit insight into your relationship and how the two of you navigate life together. And it's been really beautiful to see. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Pam and Sebastian Reddy coming to us live from Durban. What an incredible interview. And stay tuned. We've got more couples we would love to chat to as we lead up to Heritage Day.
Yeah, and as we lead up to Heritage Day, firstly, let me say thank you for that, Reddies. But we are now ready to serve you, Mzansi, and ready with a new relationship. Yes, Jan Braai and Nature Boy have combined, joining forces to talk about all things Braai Day. Oh, it's one of the best times of the year. So let's dive straight into it, Mzansi, because why? Braai Day is, of course, almost here, right? It's almost the weekend, and it's all about winning braais. So we're going to start with solid essentials, and we're going to be taking our braais to the next level. So today we're going to be welcoming the guy who understands just how to unite around a fire. He's not only a chef, not only a TV presenter, entrepreneur, but also the creator of National Braai Day. I'm talking about the one and only. Ladies, put your hands together for Jan Braai in the building! Are you good,
Great
man?
to be here. Great to be here.
Always good to have you, because that means we're entering the good times. We're entering the big days. Heritage Days around the corner. How are you doing, firstly?
Very well. Of course, a great time of the year, always when September starts and you know it's braai season. It's also a positive time of the year. It is, because we know summer is starting. And of course, every fourth year we also have the Rugby World Cup that coincides with braai season.
So literally couldn't get any better right now, right? For you, what is like a standout moment when it comes to braai? We've been asking everyone on social media, what's that one thing that like makes your braai and like perfect? Do you have something?
A huge fire.
A huge fire.
And if you have any doubt whether your fire is big enough, then it's too small. your fire should be so big that you know factually this is definitely big enough.
Okay. Well, the bar's been set, but it hasn't been set when it comes to some of the essentials. And I see you've done something incredible with Woolworths. You've joined in a partnership with them, doing something again for Braai Day. Talk to me about that. What's the reason for the relationship, and what's happening?
Yeah, it's obviously a huge privilege when Woolworths approached me to co-develop a braai range. So anything I think of that I want to use at a braai, I can perfect it with their product developers and design braai equipment exactly as I want it. And whatever I need at a braai, we design and we put my name on it and sell it in the Woolworths stores. So if I take it from my right, the viewer's left, this is my potjie, of course.
This is essential. I don't just
and it has a little, and it has a a lip on the lid. So when you're baking stuff, that you can put coals on the top, and when you want to check whether it's fine, then the coals don't fall into your.
So you can get a full sort of a heating right around.
This is
very smart.
The cube. So the cube has 3 height settings. So this is if you don't want so much heat. Put the grid there, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And then the tongs over there, of course you need tongs for meat, color-coded, and fire.
Oh, so I see what you did there. So don't mix, they have ash in your meat and then you're chewing on a piece of wood maybe.
So dishwasher proof, you know, it's a philosophy of life. Anything that isn't dishwasher proof will be soon enough. Just put it in the dishwasher. And then your fork, perfect. This is the scientifically perfect size when you're making putu-pap.
Okay, I got you. Also, let me just talk about the fact that this looks elegant. Have you noticed a lot of people showcasing a lot of their tools in the kitchen? This is something you can kind of show off and put it like on display, you know what I mean? This is a nice, elegant look to this. Very
it's
nice.
An elegant fork for elegant putu-pap. Meat thermometer. This makes braaiing foolproof. So stick the thermometer in. For steak, medium rare, 52.5 degrees. For that perfect pink lamb, you want 63. And for pork, you want 71, and for chicken, 80 degrees. So this takes the guesswork out of it. Then you know it's perfect.
And your guests are going to be pretty impressed when you pull out a thermometer thinking, hey, this is a braai master if there was any. He's taking this seriously. Okay, I like that.
It just shows confidence.
Bit of an issue here, bro. You got holes in your pan. What's happening?
Absolutely. So this is when you want to do, say, prawns or pieces of vegetables or small chunks of chicken or whatever, anything. So now you're sort of stir-frying it, but you also get some braai smoke and some coal flavor in your food.
So is this going like on the coal or on your grid, just like you would a potjie pot or something?
Exactly. Or say mussels fresh from the sea, and then it smokes and it opens. So it gives it a bit of a braai flavor, yet on the...
I'm just thinking...
Anything too small to braai on a grid, you braai in your pan with holes.
Oh, and a lot of smoking can come through from this. Oh, I'm getting ideas like you can't imagine. All right,
That's
it doesn't
your
stop there.
braai chef's knife and a steel honing rod. So that was one thing where Woolworths, they were very kind, they listened to me. So I said, we can't sell a knife without a honing rod, because any knife eventually will get blunt.
Explain to me, because I'm very naive with this, what exactly is a honing rod? And excuse my naivety here, Jan. I feel very embarrassed, but what exactly is this thing? What do you do with it?
I'm going to open it.
Yeah, just rip it open, man. You've got plenty more.
And then, exactly. And then I'll show you. So now you sharpen it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Always providing that perfect
Otherwise,
cut.
you've got a blunt knife.
And look how you look. Like, if there was ever a braai master, now
Also
things have
makes
got a
you look-
legit, like,
yeah, makes
okay,
you
I'm
look
ready for
confident.
I'm ready
And
for
then
this.
your meat tastes better.
Oh, I love
this is a pan for you when you want to make sauces or breakfast, eggs or
yes.
shashuka or anything that you don't want to fall into the fire. So you've got a pan with holes, pan without holes.
I like that.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
man, all the
gloves.
essentials
Gloves
are covered.
makes you a confident braaier, because now you can handle your grid and your tongs and your, your pan and your potjie, because your hands won't burn.
You can get involved.
Leather with a bit of moon blanket inside, so it completely protects you. Braai wipes, biodegradable, so once you use them, chuck it into the fire afterwards, keeping it clean.
Looking after the
Steak
planet
knives,
too.
of course. Yeah, beautiful over there. Chopping block, and then the grid. And the grid is square because then when you do top shots for Instagram,
It wasn't a braai day unless you documented it and you put it online. I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, so that you can share your National Braai Day action with the nation.
And what impresses me the most is the subtleties that you've ensured Woolworths includes in its products. Something as simple as having the grid have a lip and having it raised, for me, makes so much sense, because I've gone through all the don'ts when it comes to braai, of flipping my chicken and it all falls out the side. I'm like, oh, I lost half of it. This is going to stop that happening. This is
and you
brilliant.
can see that it's not a normal hinge grid that sort of presses too hard on
And
your
then
meat.
one side's hard.
It's got 3 height adjustable settings there. So it's always perfect for whatever
Evenly
you're busy
sits down. Oh, Jan, coming through with the goods, man. You're making me so hungry, and that's not a problem, right? Because you are going to be serving us with a beautiful meal. Not only that, but he's got an incredible book. I was just reading this a little bit earlier. Jan Braai has something absolutely special that we're going to be talking about. It's sharing some of the gears about braais in all different languages, so all South Africans can get involved. But we'll talk about that in just a bit. For you, right now, we want you to get your game day braai kit on and unite around the fire. So Woolworths has got all the tools, as you've just seen, and the accessories that you need to bring the fire on game day and look like an absolute braai master. So the Jan Braai range, it's exclusively available at Woolworths Home, shop in store, online, and of course on the app. What are you waiting for? Get your braai master on. Nice stuff, bro. That was awesome. I'm hungry now.
Thank you.
Lovely having Jan Braai to celebrate and start lighting those fires ahead of the weekend. Stick around, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we connect with yet again another incredible couple talking about intercultural relationships. And then we also get a very special message from Springbok, Eben Etzebeth, and his thoughts around bullying. It's a very serious chat, but a very enlightening one at that as well. Stick around, that and more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after these.
yes, Zanzi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, smoke is in the air. Feel the gears and the vibe. Heritage Day is upon us. It's a few days away, so we brought in the big guns. Of course, Jan Braai alongside Chef Clip and Rome. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, let's get straight into it. Obviously, the gears is here. It smells so good. What are we doing? What's happening? I see a lot going on, but definitely prepping us for Heritage Day, Braai Day. It's National Braai Day. We are ready. Let's go.
So Woolies have got absolutely everything you need for a one-stop braai extravaganza. You spoke about the amazing braaiware, and it's absolutely insane. Can I tell you something that seems so simple that has completely changed my life? The braai cube.
Yeah.
The braai cube, which is, it seems so simple because it's just a cube.
Yeah.
But the level of cooking that it gives you with heat and how you can play around with it, phenomenal. Every South African should have that, official. Then we're talking about the foods. So we're not about the struggle when it comes to the braai, because you know some people can take hours to braai.
Struggle has been done for 30 years.
You know, exactly. So Woolies are coming through with the convenience. All the marinades done for you, steaks, we've got the espetadas, we've got the chicken kebabs, you got your side. We've even come through with the plant-based products. And it's not just for the people that are being fussy, oh, I want to be vegan now. I actually found out people that love braai actually just can't eat meat. They just can't eat meat. Woolies are coming. We're saving you. We are saving you. So we're going to definitely do a plant-based burger. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass over to Jan. You've got some delicious meat on the braai.
Yes.
I'm going to do some salads in the meantime. You guys chat.
What are we doing?
So, okay, we've got the
Shall
beautiful,
we turn the meat or what's happening?
chuck sticks. Here's the thing. I like that you ask a question. Often when you talk about braai, there's this whole thing about turn your steak over once or turn your meat over once. I don't know who started this thing.
I started it.
Did you?
He started the thing. We were having a conversation.
You know, if you're constantly fiddling with the meat, you look like a nervous braaier.
A nervous
Doesn't
braaier.
instill confidence in the game.
What you got to do is you got to
just
occupy.
casually turn it once. Just look like you're in control.
You gotta have
and then it tastes better.
The tongs in one hand, something else in the other hand, and the distraction. Talk here, quick flip. No one
And
sees you doing.
anything you say sounds more profound when you do the double click afterwards, like this.
Get your tongs. Get your tongs. Get your tongue, Rob.
I can't even do this. Like, I need to come to go, so gents, it is Braai Day this weekend. Oh, yeah?
Exactly like that.
At the end of every sentence. So, do you guys watch the game this weekend? A day. That's how you're going to do it.
That's how you do it.
Talking for
there we
Braai
go.
people.
So
I love it, okay.
The thing is, when your meat has been marinated already, you don't want to risk burning the sugars or the spices in the meat.
Yeah.
So here's the one time I'm saying to South Africa, you're allowed to turn your meat. Flip that bird, flip the meat as many times as you need to. Just don't let that marinate. Hey, Raul, get your tongs. Don't let the marinate bird.
Can I use these?
Yes, you
That's
can.
for the fire.
Oh, of course, color-coded.
for the
Remember,
meat.
yellow for fire and black for meat.
There you
All
go.
right, now we learn
There
it.
you
So
go.
let's just flip
Here we go.
that. Oh, it's
So
getting nice.
you're going to keep an eye on that. You've got the beautiful chuck steaks.
And what I'm going to do for you
Talk to me.
is I'm going to do the espresso, your set knife. Yeah.
You're going to give it like a sharp
Now
for it.
finally it's sharp.
There we go. So I
Like
am
your
going
personality.
I love it. I'm going to ask Nicole to bring me a mixing bowl real quick, because as amazing as the meats are, it's all about the sides as well, which is very important. So we're going to do a little tzatziki with it, and we're going to go plant-based tzatziki, so which is amazing. You always know that yogurt is dairy, so how we're doing it, we're using the plain cultured coconut from Woolies. That's going to be the base. So once you're done flipping those, if I can ask you to, with your cucumber, your lemon juice, garlic, salt, a little bit of mint, and then your cultured coconut, that's going to be the tzatziki. And tzatziki is great.
One of your food stylists did a proper job because they actually removed the pips of the...
Oh!
Yeah, so let's just comment. What is
there we go.
his name?
This is a Braai like no other.
I got this one for you. These are lemon golds, and as you know, lemon golds are virtually seedless, so that's our hack in the kitchen. Okay.
There's salt and garlic.
There we go. And I love a lot of garlic with it. I mean, the creaminess of the coconut cream just kind of balances out the smokiness. The garlic just gives it a bit of pungence, but now a bit of a slaw. We're used to the mayonnaise-based slaw. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to do like a little sweet and sour slaw. So I've got the rainbow slaw from Woolies. I've got the cranberry and balsamic reduction. This stuff is fruity. It's delicious. It's really great. It tastes like summer with a little bit of acid in a bottle. There we go. Raul's very quiet, which means Raul must be busy with something.
I'm getting so distracted. There's so much going on. I'm flipping this. I got distracted by these books that I'm reading. It looks like Jan Braai has been doing the absolute most. I wanted to talk to you about this because three books out here. We've got Jan Braai, which was the smaller book, which I was talking about a little bit earlier.
My first Jan Braai book. Yeah. And it says my first young bride book, because obviously this will be your first book.
Okay,
and it's
I got you.
4 languages in one. So English, Afrikaans, Xhosa, and Zulu.
Oh, that's beautiful,
and then,
man.
Yeah, like, you know, single syllable words, easy to understand recipes, a chop, plus a grid, plus tongs gives you a braai chop.
Beautiful.
Like
so you can learn a chop, ingata, or amashopi. All right.
But when we say chop, we mean the meat, not the French rugby referee. There's also a chop.
I got you. And then we got another two of you with these little Lego Manichi on here. What is this one about?
So that is available in English and Afrikaans. Okay. Recipes, techniques, and advice. A braai guide for the next generation. Because this is the 19th year that South Africa celebrates National Braai Day. Next year is the 20th year that we've got National Braai Day. So, of course, we want to now start educating the next generation.
I love
you know, the youth. So this is
the
aimed at kids. Exactly. Aimed at kids between sort of 6 and 16. So basic braai recipes that the next generation of people can all braai properly.
I absolutely love that. And on top of that, bro, I just want to think about the fact that if we're getting kids to focus on braaiing at this age, imagine what braais are going to taste like in the future.
Right.
If you've already set the bar like this right now, I can't imagine the space that we're going to be getting into. Let's not forget, guys, the meat is still on the fire. We've got to keep turning this. I've got my meat tongs color-coded in black.
Ryle, this is for you. You can stack your chicken kebabs there along the spinach.
Thank you very much.
Everything's looking good. Everything's looking amazing. Okay, so can I just, while we are here, let's talk about, we spoke about braai sides, but what is your ultimate braai side that you just, it's one thing that's always going to be present at your braai? I know it changes a lot, but what's the most common side you'll have at your braai?
Putupap, chakalaka, braai broodjies.
Oh, you don't go light. You go full on or go home. I love that. And again, those are flavors that don't just happen to be South African. They work so well with the braai.
Yeah, they complement
I love
so well, 100%.
Okay, Ryle, that's looking good.
It's looking good. I'm just having some of the restaurants finishing off here, but I must say, just plating this alone, I'm already feeling like a braai master. I got my braai tongs in hand. Got the professionals overseeing this. Look at that, Mzansi.
Beautiful.
Let me pop that in front there for you.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
What is this?
Here's our veggie patty. So if I can ask you to get that onto the
Where's the dustbin?
You can just, where is it?
Or are we braaiing this?
Okay, well,
we're braaiing. So, okay, this is a beautiful slaw that I made. I don't know why the pawpaw was here, but I put the slaw in the pawpaw. You know, if it's something else, I apologize.
Is that like called a slaw paw?
A slaw paw. Poor slaw. Yes, it is. It looks fancy, but then I think about it, it actually really does work. So what's great about the plant-based patties, and again, we spoke about it, not just people that are being plant-based for the sake of being trendy. So many people in the past month I found out just actually can't eat meat. Like their body just won't process it.
Can't break it down.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you're not going to feel left out at a braai. This takes a minute on the braai, which
and
is
it's important
amazing.
because National Braai Day isn't just for meat eaters. National Braai Day is for all South Africans.
Yes.
Exactly.
We want to unite the whole nation around fires. So it's not about who eats the biggest steak or who eats the most meat. It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. And I do like the whole thing about bringing people together. So if you happen to be braaiing and you notice your neighbor doesn't seem to have a fire going, just go knock on the door. Say, come visit, come have a chopping.
And if you smell fires at your neighbor, you can also pop over. It's called the Word of Nose campaign.
Okay, it's
allowed. If you smell a braai,
so
go
that's
and
like
join
an invite without them even knowing. If you're throwing up your smoke of braai smoke in the air, that's you inviting a lot of people.
Smoke signal.
Makes sense. Makes absolute sense. That's a smoke signal. Jan, what are you doing this braai day actually?
I'm going to lead by example and braai with friends and family. And of course, the other thing, we did it 1 year here at the Expresso studios, just outside, is wave the South African flag. We've got the most beautiful flag in the world, so make sure that you're waving your flag next to the braai fires this Sunday.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to start braaiing on Saturday evening.
On the weekend, it took 8 hours. So it was oxtail as well.
Must be.
Yeah, oxtail 100%, but I don't think I'm going to attempt that one because that took the entire day. People got a bit too hungry. So I'll definitely get some more starters and go traditional on my braai.
I love it.
I think it's just about being outside, so I'm hoping I can capture that and just create some memories. That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely inspired for this, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming through. Every reason to get involved in Braai Day. Get your tongs ready and find these recipes and solutions on expressoshow.com. And if you are in a time crunch, then stick to these preset play for a fuss-free, foolproof, flavorful braai. I mean, it's got all the options. It's already marinated for you. You just got to pop it on. So stock up on all of your braai faves and make sure you're ready for Woolies Game Day Braai. Now, all of this is available at Woolworths in-store, online, and of course, on the app.
Yeah.
Signing out. Nice job, guys. Okay.
We're lighting those fires. The smell of braai vleis fills the air this morning, and we love it. But right now, on to another rather important topic as well. Finding a pillar or role model in life can provide, we know it, invaluable guidance and support, especially for young individuals facing challenges like bullying. Now, having someone to look up to can empower them to navigate life's obstacles with strength and resilience. And Eben Etzebeth, the man himself, shares his sentiments on the topic.
Yeah, to a young kid struggling, I think life throws us different challenges. I think there's obviously stuff like bullying, and there's social media where everything is out there in the world these days. I think if you just focus on yourself, if you get yourself someone or something that you can look up to, someone that inspires you, whether if that's a mom or dad, or I know maybe some people don't have a mom or dad, it might be a brother or sister, or it might be a hero, it might be a guy like a Cheslin or a Frans Malherbe or Sia Kulisi that you just draw inspiration from. So find a guy like that and yeah, just try to live that every day. I think kids these days go through a lot. I mean, there's always, like we always say, after a bad game or bad loss in a semi-final, the sun will shine again tomorrow. And that's the thing. Put that day that was tough behind you and just look forward and focus on that next day. And I mean, if you're down in the dumps or you're at your lowest, there's only one way up or one way, and that's up. So, yeah.
There we heard it from the man himself. The sun will shine tomorrow. What an incredible role model, Eben Etzebeth. Now, remember, Plascon are giving you the opportunity to claim your share of 10 million rand worth of prizes. To enter, simply spend 1,500 rand or more on Plascon products, upload your till slip to plasconrewards.com, and then you follow the easy steps and choose from 5 amazing voucher options. But wait, there's a whole lot more. You'll also be automatically entered into their fortnight draw, where you could win one of 7 inverters valued at 10,000 rand each. Now, the competition closes on Saturday, the 30th of September. Is not too far, so get going on this right now. T&Cs do apply, and you can find them on plascon.co.za.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Mycotex, strong enough to endure anything.
Oh, honestly, having so much fun right now, Mzansi, and of course, getting you absolutely geared up for Heritage Day and Braai Day. I've got to say thank you again for coming through, Jan. Clem always serving, doing the most. I want to reiterate the fact that Mzansi, if you have not already, get involved in this too. Get some future braai generations going on. Serve this one up for your kids, that Jan Braai's new book. And if you want some more inspiration, I'm sure you can just find this man online. He's got a plethora of recipes. But right now, you want to get to Woolworths because you saw all the incredible ingredients we had. We saw how well we prepped that meat. That meat's coming in hot and fresh. So we are ready to tuck in. I hope you are too, Mzansi. So these celebrations and a lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't go anywhere. It's time to serve the meat. Da, da, da. Oh, and with that, I say...
It's not code. It's not code.
We'll see you in a bit.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Braais. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
Remembers more. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3, and it's a celebration. I mean, look at this. What is going on? Well, let me tell you. For 75 years, yes, 75 years, moms have been remembering Melrose, and for their 75th birthday, Melrose is celebrating moms by saying Melrose remembers moms. I love that. I really do love that. We are joined by the marketing manager at Lactalis SA, Edith, and also the brand manager, Portia, to tell us a little bit more about this incredible campaign. It's wonderful to have you guys here. You are transporting us back to our childhood. How are you guys feeling with the fact that we are celebrating 75 years, Edith? And also, I mean, tell me about the campaign and what is happening.
So the idea of this campaign came about from the fact that for 75 years, Melrose has been a big part of lunchbox moments in South African households. Moms, without fail, have always remembered Melrose, right?
Always. Melrose.
Exactly.
We cannot forget that jingle. It's been a part of our childhood. We grew up with it. We got excited the minute we opened our lunchboxes. It takes us back. It's got so many beautiful memories.
I mean, Lunchbox was not Lunchbox until it had a Melrose wedge in it, right?
No.
So, I mean, we've said, you know what? We want to celebrate moms that have always remembered us. And what better way to do it by switching up our tagline to now say, Melrose remembers mom.
Oh, it's almost like giving back.
Giving back.
Yes, and I love that. And Portia, 75 years, how does it feel for you being involved with the brand as well, knowing that after all this time, 75 years, it's still a favorite in lunchboxes?
Listen, Ewan, we feel so proud and humbled that, you know, moms have actually trusted us and they continue to support us, even like after so many years.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, from like generation to generation, it's always been about, like, you know, that joyful surprise of finding your Melrose and that smile that you get when you open that lunchbox.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it's all about for our campaign as well.
Exactly. I mean, I remember it clear as daylight as a kid, you know, going to school, and, you know, break time is always exciting because you've worked hard now, you've done all your little sums and whatever the case may be, and then you sit down with your friends, and then everyone's like, ooh, what do you have? What do you have? And you open it, and there we have it, little cheeses and the spades and everything.
Exactly.
It's all about that memories, that nostalgia.
It's all about, so those are the kind of moments that we cherish and make us so proud of Melrose turning 75 this year.
It's hard to believe, we're chatting to some of the crew members out here. I can't believe it's been 75 years. How are we going to celebrate something as big as this milestone?
Yes, it's a huge milestone. It's a big milestone, and we plan to go big in celebrations, starting right here.
Transformed our studio in a matter of minutes.
Starting right here, celebrating with you guys. Going into the stores, you'll also find our limited edition pack, which has our birthday logo on. You'll also find us on digital platforms, social media, as well as on radio, where there'll be lots and lots of prizes to be won, which Portia can tell you about.
All right. Tell me about the prizes. How do we get involved for viewers at home, I mean, who's obviously have this connection with Melrose over these years?
So this is the exciting part, and this is exactly what we are here for, right? All about celebrations. So people at home can join in by following on our social pages firstly, which is obviously at Melrose Cheese on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So we really want to celebrate moms for the next few months, right? It's all about fun, all about celebrations, and just really thanking them for going on this journey for so long with us. So people can follow our social pages and stay tuned for more information on the competitions. We've got monthly competitions that we're going to be running, and we've got some really awesome prizes. I'm talking Pamper products, I'm talking spa vouchers, I'm talking Melrose personalized Crocs. All the feel-good moments, all about moms and thanking them. That's exactly what we're going to be doing on our campaign.
I don't know who's more excited, you or we're trying to excite our viewers. I've got to ask you, so I've shared some of my memories because you guys are very closely involved in this brand as well. What stands out for you as good memories with regards to remembering Melrose back in the day?
I mean, for me to just find that wedge in the lunchbox was such a treat. It was always that surprise that, you know what, I'm remembered. You know, my mom remembered. I'm special, you know.
Yeah, and for you, Portia, I mean, where does it take you?
I think for me, it was about the variety, right? So would it be today, you know, a Melrose wedge, or would it be my bread with the Melrose spread? Also, what flavor is it going to be today? Is it going to be sweet milk? Is it going to be bacon or biltong? Or am I going to get a nice toasted sandwich with at least probably 2 slices of cheese as well? You know?
You see now, look at that coming back. Thank you very much. If there's one thing that you guys know how to do is to throw a proper party. Because you've, like I said, you've transformed our space, all the goodies out there, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday to us.
I know that you guys are going to be very busy over the coming weeks, that's for sure. So thank you very much. Congratulations on that 75 years. And this campaign sounds absolutely epic, and there's something in it for you as well. Not only the prizes that you can win throughout the course by checking out their social media handles, but 2 lucky viewers stand the chance to win a pair of Crocs valued at 1,000 Rand. And all you have to do is head on over to the Melrose competition post on the Expresso pages and tell us why your mom deserves to be celebrated. And remember to include that hashtag Melrose Remembers Mom in your answer. The competition closes at 9 a.m. on the 25th of September. T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com. Edith, Portia, thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's celebrate.
Yes.
Yes.
Celebrate! Yeah! Doing all the celebrations right now. Can you believe it? How many years is that?
75!
It's crazy. I'm so grateful. And that's what's going on right now. We've got a huge cake. We've got cupcakes. We've got all the essentials. Of course, Melrose coming through. And the one and only. Look how delicious our mess is. Let's get in here. Let's get in here. Guys, this is incredible stuff. Well done. On behalf of, I think, the entire of South Africa, this is an incredible occasion. I'm so grateful that we get to celebrate this with you and the entire rest of Mzansi. So, yeah, let's do it.
Let's celebrate.
Oh, yes. Okay, who's cutting the cake? Look,
It's Melrose's 75th birthday, so we're thanking every mom in South Africa for being the one that remembers, the one who always knows what's for lunch and how to make you feel special. This time, we say, Melrose remembers Mom. Follow us and stay tuned to win great prizes.
75 years of Melrose, come on. The cake is being cut. We are remembering. We are living in those beautiful memories. Edith, Portia, this is, I don't think you've ever smiled as much. These guys are so excited, and we are so excited for them. But like they said, keep your eyes on their social media pages. There is some fantastic prizes. We just mentioned the Crocs that our viewers can win, but this is special Crocs, eh?
Yes.
Very special.
And do find our limited edition on shelf in stores near you. And where are the beautiful Crocs?
Oh, we'll find them.
We'll find them for
We'll
sure.
find
Make sure
them.
that we get that up on Mzansi. You've got every reason to get into this. Of course, join the celebrations and don't go anywhere. We might be tucking into this a little bit, sharing with the studio. Everybody's salivating, but for now, let's get your celebration! Woo!
90% of South Africans can't afford to retire. Start saving in a Nedbank Just Invest account. Choose a rate of up to 8.75% and make additional deposits when you have extra money. Join the bank that's best for your savings goals.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, we are making the most of this Tuesday morning. It's wonderful to hang out with you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. Right now, we are taking a deep breath because joining us on the stage is singer-songwriter and actress Siki Joanne, who is just incredible. Siki Joanne, it's wonderful to have you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah, when you started singing earlier on, everyone has just like stopped what they were doing and just looking because you've got such a phenomenal talent.
I'm so blessed to have such a powerful voice, and my role and purpose in life is to keep on using it.
Yeah, I love that. And you're using that platform so beautifully because I see here the head of the music and culture at Kira Waterfall, which is fantastic. How is it working and just giving back to these kiddos?
Being the head of music, of culture and music at Kira Waterfall is the best thing that has ever happened to me because I get to work with young people, I get to motivate them and mentor them. I see myself a lot, you know, in them. Some are still struggling with confidence, and it's so different than the teenager that I was because I was very confident and very much out there. So I feel that I'm doing my purpose when I'm working with youth. I am basically helping them to change the world and making their future better.
Brighter and better. And I love the fact that you are able to also see, because I always say that as a nation, South Africans, we are very talented individuals, and you get to see that from a young age, and I'm sure you see that on a daily as well.
I mean, I grew up with amazing teachers as well. You know, they are people to be remembered. Your teacher is like the best person that you could ever meet in your life. So I am glad that I could be that person for anyone else in the world.
I love that. Listen, but focusing on your career, you've done some incredible things. Your career is just taking off. You recently sang at the Miss South Africa finale, the Cricket SA Awards, the Bulls Rugby Awards, and in 2022 you sang at the New Zealand's national anthem during the rugby game with the Springboks.
And I sang at Miss SA Finals.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I can imagine. You've done so much. Does it come easily? It's so easy for you.
It's not that easy. It's a lot of hard work, actually. You have to work really hard. So I'm so grateful and I'm so happy, you know, with the progress that I've been making throughout the years. I just keep on going, you know, no matter what. I mean, it doesn't come easy at all.
No, I know it doesn't come easy, but you make it look so easy, which is also subsequently the name of the song.
Yes,
that you're about to perform.
The song that I'm about to perform is called So Easy. It's also my original song. Even Begazela is my original song. All these songs are out and my album is coming out soon. So that's another achievement that I'm very, very happy about as an independent artist who makes everything by themselves, you know, from recording, from writing the music, from paying everybody. So for me, that is a huge, huge achievement.
And I can understand that you must be super, super proud of where you are. And so take it away. I don't want to chat anymore. Siki Joanne, she is here with So Easy.
Thank you.
Njengelanga liphume ekuseni Sweetie baby Jack stop sweet Njengelanga esibhakabhakeni Sweetie baby Jack stop sweet The taste of your lips on mine Sweetie baby Jack stop sweet Oh uthando lwakho baby So easy, so easy So easy, so easy Uthando kuwe baby You make it So easy, so easy. So easy, so easy. Ooh, you make it easy. Shang up before la baby. Been so eager, but simatandweni. Saba we look nika inhliziyo yami. Wafika when wanibonisa uthando. Wandikhuthaza ngothando lwakho. Njengelanga liphume ekuseni.
Sweetie baby, Jack, stop, sweet.
Unjengelanga esibhakabhakeni.
Sweetie baby, Jack, stop, sweet.
The taste of your lips on mine.
Sweetie baby, Jack, stop, sweet.
Uthando lwakho, baby.
Stop, sweet.
You make it so easy, easy. You make it so easy, baby.
So easy, so easy.
Ooh, you make it easy. Shanghai before now, baby. Oh, you make it so easy, easy.
So easy.
Uthando lwakho, baby.
So easy, so easy.
Ooh, you make it easy. Shanghai before now, baby. Oh, Tungisani siyachata. Tungisani siyachata. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I'm in love. Oh, hey, ulithe malame.
So easy, so
Oh, ulithe malame. Ooh, you make it easy. Check up before now, baby.
Yes, good. I love that. I love that. Da-da. Yes, that's how you ended off on a high note. Siki Jan, she is a force to be reckoned with. She's incredible. Thank you very much for joining us, giving your time. She's very, very busy, but we have one more performance that you can look forward to. Don't go anywhere. Right now, news time.
I'm looking forward to that final performance. It's now 8 o'clock. Let's look at your national headlines. The company owning the bus involved in a collision with a lorry near Musina says it's concerned about allegations that the lorry driver could have breached road traffic regulations. At least 22 miners from the Venetia diamond mine died when their bus caught fire due to the impact of the collision. The general manager of Hope Transport Services says in the past 5 years, more than 35 million kilometers have been traveled without any incident, and the bus driver was one of the company's best drivers. Staying with local news, the city of Tshwane's Metro Council is considering a private partnership with investigators to enhance the functioning of the Rooiwal and Pretoria West power stations. Tshwane Metro Council Mayor Seliers Brink said that would assist the city to independently generate nearly 1,000 megawatts of electricity in the next 3 years. Recently, the Tshwane Council approved a public participation report for the proposed 40-year lease of the Rooiwal and Pretoria West power stations. Moving to news abroad, one of Sudan's main landmarks, a skyscraper that towered over the River Nile and housed the headquarters of a major oil company, has been reduced to a smoldering heap amid heavy fighting between Sudan's army and the paramilitary rapid response forces in the capital, Khartoum. The Greater Nile Petroleum Operating Company head office, a glass-sized tower with curved sides topped with a coil of metal, was built during the oil boom before South Sudan declared independence in 2011 and was one of Sudan's most costly constructions. Staying with news abroad, China's top diplomat Wang Yi is visiting Russia for security talks as Moscow seeks continued support for its war against Ukraine. Beijing is accused of supporting Russia indirectly in the war, but vehemently denies this. His visit comes after President Vladimir Putin recently met North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Russian media has said Wang's trip would also lay the foundation for Putin to make a landmark visit to Beijing soon. Putin hasn't traveled abroad since the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for him in March over war crimes in Ukraine. And an extraordinary South African doing extraordinary things for nature has been honored by the Game Rangers Association of Africa. Nkateko Leti Mzimba, a sergeant in the Black Mambas unit at the Olifants West Nature Reserve in Limpopo, was named Best Field Ranger for her commitment as, and I quote, a vigilant guardian of rhinos and other endangered species and being a shining example of dedication and leadership in conservation. The Best Conservation Supporter Award went to the producers of the wildlife documentary Rhino Man, which sheds light on the courageous South African rangers who risk everything to protect rhinos from extinction. Wonderful, wellly done. We greatly appreciate your selfless efforts to protect our precious rhinos. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much. So yes, let's dive into all our sporting action one last time. And starting off with the cricket news, in preparation for the upcoming white ball series against New Zealand, the Proteas women's cricket squad is riding the roller coaster of recent performances. Now, while they faced a tough time in Pakistan, losing the T20 series 3-0, they rebounded triumphantly in the ODIs, securing a 2-1 victory. Now back on home turf, they hold the upper hand against the White Ferns in the 3 ODIs and 5 T20s. Now action begins this Thursday with a warm-up clash between South Africa's 11 and New Zealand's 11 at Benoni's Willowmore Park. Well, sticking to cricket action in the upcoming 3-match one-day international series against Australia this month. KL Rahul will take charge of a makeshift Indian squad for the first 2 games. Now, regular skipper Rohit Sharma is set to return for the series finale, and notably several key players such as Rohit, Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya and Kuldeep Yadav will be resting for the initial matches. Now, the lineup for the final encounters mirrors of India's World Cup squad, featuring the inclusion of Ravichandran Ashwin as well as Washington Sundur. Now, from cricket news, let's head over to all the rugby action that is definitely taking the world by storm right now. Now, the Springbok director of rugby, Rassie Erasmus, has hinted at the possibility of a 7-1 split on their bench for the upcoming World Cup showdown against Ireland on Saturday. Now, this move comes as fly-off Handré Pollard is confirmed to be unavailable. And while eyebrows were raised when the Springboks used their strategy in the recent 35-7 victory over New Zealand, it was attributed to a late injury to fullback Willie Leroux. Now, Erasmus suggests that this approach might be under consideration against the Pool B clash in Paris. Now, this as the surplus forward strength of the bench could help them maintain physical dominance over their opponents through the full 80 minutes. Well, from rugby news, I know a lot of golfing fans will be celebrating this one, the comeback. Sergio Garcia has reportedly explored options to resolve his outstanding DP World Tour fines amounting to approximately $868,000. Now, this in a bid to secure a spot on Team Europe for the upcoming Ryder Cup. Now, sources do indicate that the 43-year-old Spaniard considered settling these fines and even participating in DP World Tour events this season, and that's all to meet the Ryder Cup eligibility criteria. Now, Garcia, who boasts 25 individual match wins and the highest points tally in Ryder Cup history, is eager to join the competition at Marco Simon Golf and Country Club in Rome, taking place September the 29th to October the 1st. Well, that's a roundup on all things sport. We'll do it all again tomorrow. But for now, though, let's find out what's happening on the roads. A lot of you heading out there, and Ewan's got the latest when it comes to traffic.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's quickly take a look at what's happening out on the roads for the last time on this Tuesday morning. Starting in Durban, there has been an accident involving a cement truck on the N2 North. The road is now closed between the M1 Higginson Highway and M7 Highway exit, so please plan your route accordingly if you're in the area. Then over in Mowbray in Cape Town, there's congestion on the M5, and that's in a northbound direction at the N2 inbound ramp. You can also expect delays in that area. For the most part, be safe on the roads this morning, South Africa. Last look at your temperatures. Let's go. Right, let's get you prepped and ready for what you need to wear going into this Tuesday. Starting with Polokwane, that kicks off on a minimum of 12 this morning with a maximum of 30. 17 minimum for Mbombela this morning, reaching a nice and hot maximum of 32. Pretoria starting off on 12 minimum, your maximum 29 degrees. Johannesburg on 12 minimum as well, and a warmer 27 degrees later on today. Then over in Mahikeng, you can expect a minimum of 11, reaching a high of 29. Klerksdorp 11 as well, with a maximum also so of 29 degrees. Kimberley starting off on a cooler side of the scale, 5 degrees minimum, but heating up nicely to 31 degrees. Bloemfontein cold this morning on 2 degrees minimum only, but warming up to a hot maximum of 30 later on today. Then in Richards Bay, you can expect a minimum of 21 this morning, reaching a high of 29 degrees. Pietermaritzburg on 15, your maximum 28. Durban starting off on 17 and a mild maximum today of 24 degrees. Mthatha on 7 degrees minimum, warming up to 28 degrees later on today. Then over in East London, you can expect a minimum of 14 degrees, reaching a high of 22. Craddock on nice and cool 6 degrees minimum this morning, but warming up to a hot maximum of 31. Gqeberha on 12 degrees, your maximum 21. George 11 and a maximum of 18 degrees as well there. Then over to Cape Town, you can expect a minimum of 11 today, staying cool with a maximum of only 17 degrees. Worcester starting off on 8 degrees, warming up to 21. Sutherland cold this morning as well, 3 degrees minimum, a maximum of 20. And Uppington starting off on 6 degrees, but a hot maximum of 31 degrees later on today. Come on, summer, it's getting closer. That's a wrap for the roads and the temperatures for this Tuesday morning.
Yes, indeed, but it's not a wrap for the show because we've got so much to talk about, and it is something that is going to be special. Yes, how to be vulnerable in the digital era. We've got 4 ladies serving a panel of absolute expertise. You definitely want to stick around for this one. And it doesn't stop there, because after that conversation, we're diving into the kitchen, and it's time to fill the bellies with some chocolate fondant. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Jan Braai is still here, so we've got every reason to get excited and celebrate Braai Day coming up and get into all this recipe inspiration. All that and all up on your Feel Good Breakfast show in just a bit. Don't go anywhere, we got you.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Braais. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let me tell you, things are going to feel a whole lot better right now because we're diving into a conversation which doesn't happen enough, and it's something that we need to shed light on, all right? So social media has changed the way we go about our lives. If you don't realize that, then what world are you actually living in? Because it's crazy right now, and altering the way we interact with each other and reshaping societies. Now, the digital age can be both a valuable age and also a harmful one, and it's an era where we are exposed to numerous online content pieces every single day, every minute, every second. So many of us have let up our guard to protect ourselves from those outside world and the external influences, but a few have chosen to remain true to their identities by sharing their vulnerable side. Now, is this something acceptable? Is it acceptable to be vulnerable in a digital age, or do we need to maintain appearances? So let's leave that to our Big Solil Choose Soft panel to discuss the following, right? So we've got our panel today. We've got Good Hope FM presenter Carissa Cupido. We've got content creator and media personality Kelly Kicks. We've got life coach Kirsty Malmed and Yasmin Gaby from the Psychedelic Association of Southern Africa. Absolutely loving this panel. Now, the question we're talking about is, what would you say humanity has done in the following era, the digital age? Ladies, firstly, thank you for coming through. Thank you for potentially, and thank you for potentially being truthful right now in a space which demands perfection. It demands everything that I believe we are not as human beings. What's changing in this world we're living in right now? What have you noticed from your side? Is humanity changing in this digital age? What's your perspective on that?
I mean, sure, I'll go for it. Yeah, I would say 100%. It's changed the way we relate to one another, right? I think before there was distance, both physical and there wasn't even an online space. And now the world is being brought so much closer to one another, which is a great thing because humans are social beings, right? But of course, boundaries are important. So when you're online constantly consuming in a way that I don't believe humans are meant to, good and bad, it kind of works on your mental health. And also, like you said, it kind of puts that pressure on you to put up pretenses that you may not have had prior. So it comes with a whole set of rule books that none of us actually have. A blueprint does not exist, and we're all kind of figuring it out as we're going.
Yeah, Yasmin, have you noticed that from maybe from your side, experiencing and dealing with certain individuals, are you seeing a change from people? Are you seeing a mental shift in their psychology as well?
No, I think it's a balance of both, right? People have always been preoccupied with themselves in a different way. The camera's been around forever. But now that the exposure, like your kids, before people were geographically based. They only, you saw the same colors, same everything. Now we're exposed to so much more. So that kind of exposes us to, like, who sort of manages that information and how do you put yourself out there? So with the mental health, it just speaks to, I think, more than vulnerability, authenticity. Right? Just keep the word authentic when you talk about vulnerable. And then we can sort of deep dive into that conversation.
100%, and that's what I would love to celebrate, but easier said than done, especially when it comes to authenticity, right? Especially this space that we're playing in. Kelly, you've experienced this. I was reading a very powerful, inspiring a post that you've just recently shared about an injury. What does it feel for you from your side when it comes to being vulnerable in the digital age? Are you finding that there's this pressure to act a certain way, look a certain way, be a certain way, or are you finding there's this opportunity to now be real? How are you experiencing this?
I think for every influencer content creator, it's a little bit different. It's all how they grew up on social media as well, and the experience on social media. So for myself, I've always been truly myself on social media. For others, it might be different where they feel like they need to put up this persona and act to this persona that everyone knows and loves. But being vulnerable for me, it comes naturally on social media where there's a few things that I put on social media, and then there's things where I'm like, okay, this is personal, this is something that I need to experience on my own and deal with myself personally. But there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, but you need to also have that strength and that power to be able to get whatever feedback is going to come back from social media, bad or good, because that's going to play on your mental health as well.
And naturally so, the world has polarities. So with the community of warmth, you're going to get the polarity of that and understand how to sift through all of this chaos, right? Because have you maybe experienced from your end people suffering with being real and facing the backlash of that? Have you experienced people showing vulnerability and actually being attacked for that? Have you?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a whole term for that, cancel culture. You say one thing wrong and people will jump on it, but often, okay, sometimes things are wrong and you need to self-reflect and look at that. And also sometimes there is a bigger context and things can be taken out of context and misconstrued, and we're so careful. And And like being authentic, being vulnerable is different from, what's the word? From basically sharing everything.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
Disclosure, that's the word I'm looking for.
Nice.
Disclosure is different to being vulnerable, being authentic. And so you've got to be very careful, like you said, otherwise there can be backlash.
So how do we do this correctly? How do we steer away from getting caught in the trap and being unapologetically ourselves in the most beautiful way? How do we realize our natural potential? You guys are in this space, you're doing it right now. How would we, or maybe we could merge it. We've got the actual people playing in the space. We've got the guidance here. How would we maybe formulate the correct way to navigate the space? What would you say?
I'd say it's a learning. To be honest, like I've low-key been cancelled online too, you know, and I've always chosen the approach of vulnerability from day one. And so it did come with even more pain because my heart was so open already. But it is a learning. It's like some things are meant to be shared, some things are not. And like I was saying before, there is no playbook. So we're kind of figuring it out as we're going. And I'm hoping that as we move through in the social media and digital age, more grace will be applied because cancel culture should be cancelled. You know, context is important. Grace is so important. We're all in this together. We're all figuring it out together. Nobody really knows what they're doing, essentially. So, yeah, I think authenticity is a great approach.
Absolutely
And
beautiful.
setting boundaries as well with your followers. Whoever's following you, they have access to your life, but they don't rule your life.
Yes.
So setting those boundaries and also making it a correction instead of a cancel is what we need.
I absolutely love it. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your insights. I wish we could just talk about this all day because there's so much to dive into. But again, Mzansi, maybe a great reminder that, hey, don't forget, we are human beings. Just like the people you're commenting on, you are one of them. We are each other. We all have a heart. We all feel and we're all trying our best. Navigating a space where there are no rules, it's difficult. So have some compassion, have some empathy, and think about what would you do if you were in their shoes and how hard it is to manage all this chaos that we're living in. But for this conversation, I want to say thank you. And for you, join in on our Choose Soft conversation online and let us know if you think it's acceptable to be vulnerable in a digital age, a deeper question that we may be aware of. And we are back again next week with another insightful panel discussion, bringing in more experts just like this. Until then, choose Soft with Big Solil, Click 3 or Click 3 Sensitive, enriched with aloe vera for the silkiest results. Well done, ladies. Thank you so much.
All right, we are jumping back in the kitchen for something delicious. Of course, Heritage Day, it's upon us, and it's a time where we can unite as South Africa, where we can celebrate our different cultural backgrounds. And of course, one way to do that is to unite around the fire. And one man who is responsible, I can say, for all of it, Jan Braai, he's been hanging out with us for the whole morning so far. And now, instead of gooiing 'n vleisie op die kolle, we are making a delicious dessert, a chocolate fondant potjie pudding.
Absolutely.
My friend, that sounds...
Sweet ending.
Oh, that sounds
This is
incredible.
my suggestion for National Bride Day, and I also thought it's a great way to end, you know, the or today's program, because all of the camera crew, they've been working hard behind the scenes, so there will be chocolate fondant potjie pudding.
I love
as
it.
we wrap up.
And for my yearly camp excursion at the end of the year, this is something I'm going to keep on my recipe bank, because I can only imagine sitting around a fire, nice little camping spot, making this in a potjie. Come on.
Can't go wrong,
All
and
right.
it's just adding. So
show us, what do we need to add?
Let us show you. So you start with all the wet stuff. So this is obviously melted butter.
Love it.
Egg.
Can I do anything?
You can stir.
I'll be the stirrer.
That's your personality, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. And that's milk.
All right.
Okay. Just go.
Yes, you see how easy this is. Okay.
Now, vanilla.
Righto.
Salt. Cacao.
Cacao.
Okay.
Cacao, or is
Put
it
your
cocoa?
cocoa down. This recipe, cacao only. There we go.
You know it. And that is self-raising flour.
Just like that?
Yeah. And this, blocks of chocolate. We
You
love
really-
giving you chocolate.
can we try and keep it in the pot,
Make
Ewan?
chocolate fondant potjie.
So it's literally just like that. It's
And the
really
sauce
no science to it.
Not at all. Well, there is science.
No, you know what I mean. Yeah, the braai, but I
And
mean in
that's,
terms of the mixing and the whatnot, it is nice that everything is prepped beforehand.
Yeah.
Take that.
It's great cooking with food stylists. That's the thing. Is people always say, why do I braai at home? I braai the same things. It's just more fun braaiing on TV because other people are
Exactly.
And that's cacao and some hot boiling water.
So what is that for exactly?
That's the sauce.
Oh, is that the sauce? Okay.
That joins that part. So
Righto.
it's a self-saucing. So it's a chocolate fondant. So you
Yes.
don't want to bake it that it's hard like a bread.
Yes.
Yeah. We sort of, now you can stir the sauce
I
for
was
us.
going to ask about the temperature that we actually bake this at. what are we kind of looking for temperature?
If you're going oven-wise, 180.
Yeah.
So when you're drying it, obviously you're gonna, take
Yes.
the cube. So
Here's the demonstration.
Medium height, so not super high, not super low, sort of medium height like that. Some coals under the potjie, and of course some coals on the lid.
top,
And
yeah.
if you want to know what's going on, you can look inside. I'm just going to take it down again so
Sure
the
thing.
TV cameras can see.
So that's great
inside.
because
Okay, so
then
there we go.
after you've cooked your chops and you cooked your sausage, that means there's heat still left over. Don't waste that heat.
Exactly.
Make this chocolate pudding. Oh
Do we
my
stir
goodness.
this now in again?
No, you don't stir.
No, we just leave
so
it.
I know this goes against your personality.
against
not
my nature
stir.
completely.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's like that. 25 minutes, some coals
wow.
on top, some coals
Okay.
below. And of course, 25 minutes ago, the great stylist behind the scenes started baking that one.
Can I do the reveal?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
look at
Okay,
that.
but this is a real reaction because we have not seen the
I have
inside of
not
it.
seen
Can
that.
Can I do a scoop just to
Go
show
for it,
this
of course.
texture?
So while Clem is scooping, we were talking about the
You
different
want it
heights.
to be saucy like that. That's
super
perfect.
saucy.
How do you get the heat just right? How do you know that you have got the sweet spot when you are doing it over the coals?
Look, there's some chocolate in there, and there's, of course, sugar in there, so it's definitely on the sweet spot. Yeah, so you don't have to worry. You've got the sweet spot.
Righto.
And then you serve it with some ice cream or whipped cream. And this is like, I think this is caramel ice cream.
Yeah, the
It
triple
looks
caramel.
Wonderful. Yeah. And because you want it saucy, it's sort of foolproof, this pudding.
Yes, I see what
You
you
can't
mean, yeah.
stuff it up. You want it to be like that.
So I mean, even if you go and you're not familiar with the heat of the coals and a potjie, I mean, you will feel it out.
Absolutely.
You see, that's what it's nice. I love that.
Get wrong.
Okay.
In fact, impossible.
In fact, impossible. This recipe is also in your Jan Braai Jr. book.
Of course, it is. At the back, where the desserts are, there's also chocolate and marshmallow braaibroodjies like that. Chocolate fondant
Yes,
pudding.
please.
I know it's upside down, but it's
it
easier
works.
to do it like that.
It works.
And there's, of course, banana and Nutella wraps like that.
Okay, so a whole dessert section.
Yeah, all dessert section.
Ons is mal daaroor.
The big three.
Yeah, and this is such a lekker little book. And here's an opportunity for you as well, because, I mean, you're able to now share in some South African sweetness with friends and family this Heritage Day with this delicious chocolate fondant potjie pudding. And you can find this recipe in Jan's latest book, Jan Braai Jr., and you can also find it on our website, expressoshow.com. Now, here's the thing. You can stand a chance to win one of 4 Jan Braai Jr. books. All you have to do is head on over to our Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us what you will be braaiing on Heritage Day. And remember to include that hashtag Expresso Show. The competition closes at midnight on Friday, the 22nd of September, 2023, which is this year. And T's and C's do apply. You can find it on our website, expressoshow.com.
Oh, sorry, you and you saw we were just having a little chat.
No, I was hearing the gekletterie after.
The potjie. And I think it's a great recipe because it gives kids confidence to braai. And even kids of your age, you know.
Oh,
So I
thank
think-
you.
yeah,
Yes,
so head on
very
over to
excited.
Expresso website and try and win one of these 4 books. Teaches you all the basics.
You
that
sure it's not
need
too
to know.
complicated for me personally?
No, it's foolproof.
Love it. Jan, thank you very much for this, man. Congratulations on the book, dude. I think this is very, very cool. So get on that, comment on that Expresso competition post. You can get one of these and you can really make your Heritage Day, Bride Day epic. It's going to be lekker, especially with something like this.
Yeah. So what do? Do we now finish the dessert? Because as soon as we cut now, then all the camera guys are going to rush
You
in.
do know that, yeah. They leave their cameras and they come in.
So if you want to scoop now.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys just now.
Do it like this. Get it, move it, own it. Do it like this.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A healthy lifestyle starts and ends with nutrition. The right food undoubtedly has the power to transform our physical and mental well-being, and this morning we are celebrating the power of nutrition with Future Life, who are the first and only cereal to be clinically proven to support immunity. And here to tell us all about this remarkable achievement is Sonal Ratan, a registered dietitian from Future Life. It's so great to have you here, and this is quite exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Zoe.
Oh, I can imagine as a nutritionist, you love to talk about the benefits that comes with striking that perfect balance that a lot of us struggle with. But tell me, what is it about Future Life that when it comes to nutrition and getting the right nutrients in your body that they tick that box?
Certainly. So, Zoe, at Future Life, our vision is to change the way people think about nutrition and its role in their lives. And in doing so, inspire and help people to make nutritionally smart choices in their quest for healthy and happier lives. So, for example, Zoe, someone like you, and I'm sure many of the viewers at home, and even our crew, wake up quite early in the morning, and breakfast is not always the first on your mind, and you're quite rushed, so you don't have the time to prepare an elaborate breakfast spread. So something like Future Life is a great option. It's convenient. All you have to do is add water or milk, and you have a quick, easy, nutritionally balanced meal on the go.
I love that because that's what I'm guilty of. You wake up so early, you are not ready for breakfast, and then before you know it, the show streamlines between 6 and 9, and you're like, oh, it's 9:30, I haven't eaten, but I've been awake since 4 o'clock.
Certainly.
Now, I love this statistic that Future Life is the only cereal in South Africa that is clinically proven to support immunity. That is incredible. Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Sure. So I think when people think about immunity, they think it's something that's like a muscle that you can strengthen and build. But unfortunately, that's not how the immune system works. So our immune system is made up of cells, tissues, and organs, and they all work together. And by consuming a healthy, balanced diet daily, that's one way that you can support your immune system. Future Life is the only cereal brand in South Africa to publish an international clinical trial showcasing it as a nutritional supplement proven to improve your immune response. And it actually contains Mogicare, which is an immune supplement. And in addition to that, a 50-gram serving contains 50% of your daily requirements for all vitamins and most minerals, including 9 vitamins and minerals that contribute to the normal function of the immune system.
I love that you get that all in with breakfast.
Yep.
That is incredible.
Great start to the day.
Now, let's unpack how Future Life Smart Food is described as functional food. Can you unpack that for me, please?
Certainly. So it's quite a mouthful. So a functional food is a food that beneficially affects one or more target functions beyond adequate nutritional effects or beyond a food that you can eat. It's relevant to either an improved state of health or well-being and or reduction of risk of disease. So it's not a pill, it's not a capsule, it's something that you consume as part of a normal dietary food pattern. So Future Life Smart Food provides optimal nutrition, and together with the addition of the immune supplement Mogicare, boasts further functional benefits, coining the term functional food.
I love that because I've seen the boxes in the aisle and it always captivates me. What is the best way for someone to incorporate Future Life into their daily lifestyle?
So I think that's the beauty of it. It's a product that can fit into anyone's lifestyle. So it's something that the whole family can enjoy as a meal, a shake, or smoothie. The product is also versatile in terms that you can bake with it. So if you want some inspiration, you can visit our website, www.futurelife.com. We also have different products within the range. So for example, Future Life Smart Food Zero contains 0 added cane sugar. Smart Food Wheat contains the combination of your whole wheat as well as maize. And then Zoe, I might be giving away a secret here, but we're really excited to be launching a new flavor of Future Life Smart Food, so watch out for that.
Any hints to what flavor, or should I just stay tuned?
I think we should stay tuned. Don't want to get into trouble here.
Okay. But in terms of what you can reveal, which flavors are currently available?
So currently available is original flavor, which is a vanilla flavor, a strawberry, a banana, and a chocolate.
Oh, I can't wait to find out what that new flavor will be. But Sonal, thank you so much for joining us today and unpacking the incredible benefits that Future Life can have on your life. Now, on a very exciting note, you also stand the chance to win one of 10 vouchers worth 500 Rand to shop on the Future Life online store. To enter, tell us what your favorite Future Life smart food is and tell us why. You can enter the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and be sure to include include that hashtag FutureLife in your answer. And if you're in need of some smoothie inspiration, then don't go anywhere, because Sonal and I will be in the kitchen and we will be showing you how to make one of her favorite strawberry-inspired recipes. You do not want to miss out on it.
I'm getting mine out of the morning light. I feel the need to celebrate and change it, craving you, imagination brewing in my mind. I'm getting mine.
Thank you, Zoe. Looking forward to that smoothie in just a bit. But for now, with summer calling, we are on a mission to make fitness fun again, because that's what it's supposed to be. So as part of our Fun Ways to Keep Fit series, courtesy of Vodacom Enhance, Ryle tried something super fun that he's never done before. So we'll see how that gets done. And let's just say it wasn't as easy as he might have thought.
What is up, Mzansi? Let's talk fitness. Now, I know a lot of you, when you heard that word, were overwhelmed and you think it requires a lot of hard work and stress, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a lot of fun too, and there's so many ways that we can move our body and get our fitness on, and especially trying something new. So I'm gonna do just that. I'm doing an activity I've never tried before that I know is gonna get the heart pumping and the endorphins flowing. Hey, Vish, how you doing?
What's up, dude? Nice to meet you, Ryle.
It's so good meeting you. It's so good being in the space.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you.
I don't know if I should be nervous or excited, but honestly feeling like I'm about to take on a Mission Impossible movie or something crazy like that. So tell me exactly, what is bouldering all about?
So, main thing that you'll notice is we have no ropes.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about the nerves.
Okay, well, first things first, we have to put on our climbing shoes.
All right.
Then we're going to get used to how the climbing works, and then I'll get you up some things.
All right, let's get geared up.
Cool.
You've been doing this for quite a while, right?
Yeah,
12
years. Yeah.
What's kept you going and kept you around for so long?
Well, the community is incredible, and bouldering is not just an indoor sport. It really allows you to get outside and get to experience the beautiful Cape Town mountains that we have, and it has a high level of failure and success, which is really good for your mental health.
I can definitely resonate with that, and you might just get your newest member right now. I'm ready to work for it, so what's our next steps? We geared up. Let's talk about safety routes and things. Let's get to
definitely. Let's get onto the wall and let's see what happens. Ryle, you'll notice that there's all these different colored holes.
Yeah.
Right, so they are showing us specific problems that the route setters are wanting us to accomplish. If you look at what we're standing on here, this is a mixture of high density and low density foam. So when you're falling, if you're falling with confidence and you're falling with consciousness, you're gonna be fine. We're gonna look where we're going, we're gonna jump and land. You notice I land bent legs using my quads and my core. I wanna show you this one. This is where I'd like us to get to in the end.
Okay, hold on, Mish. Did you just like turn gravity off or something? Because you're making this way too easy. What?
I did, yeah. I spoke with the guys upstairs. You gotta touch with 2 hands, otherwise it doesn't count.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm watching you. Cool, we're gonna try to go from these two all the way to the top of the white using only white holds. You totally got this.
Wish me luck. Climbing this wall feels a lot different to what I expected. I thought it's going to be easy, you know, coming in here with upper body strength. I got all that going on, but this is a complete different space.
Keep going. Yeah, real good. Well done, dude. Yeah, sick, man. Good job, dude.
Oh,
amazing.
Yes, please.
Crush it. Yeah, dude. Awesome. We're going to take it easy, and then I'll try to put you on something a little harder.
All right. Yeah. So, honestly, the endorphins are absolutely running right now. We've just done one route. Now, Mzansi, I'm having so much fun, forgetting that I'm actually still working out and getting a decent bump at the same time. But it's not only about that. I'm telling you, it's just the jewel. Come out here, use this vessel, and hopefully you can be like me and try attempt that big challenge that's coming up. But first, let's keep practicing.
Yeah, that was sick. That was a good one. Yes, son. Come on. Right hand up.
Oh, shucks.
No, you got it. Keep going. Push into your feet. Left hand's going to come through. Yeah, good. Right foot up.
There you go.
Yeah, and now stand up tall. Strong, good movements, dude. Left foot. Yeah, exactly. Go for the next hold. That's it. Left foot up. Yeah, come on, go get it. Come on. Yeah, boy!
Wow, okay, a lot harder than the white route.
But you got it. You got it. You flashed it.
Honestly, I think I'm just using all my upper body and nothing from below because my forearms and my hands are absolutely pumped right now.
I'm psyched to see you on the black one. You got it, dude. Yeah, come on, you know what to do. Nice. Breathe it out. You got it.
Oh, the black is something I've been dreading, and especially after seeing Mish do it so easily, I thought that I'd be walking this thing through like a breeze, but no, absolutely humbled. There's so much technicality that you don't realize, and this is really highlighting the difference between someone that's trying this for the first time having fun and someone that's absolutely experienced in what they do. They make it look so much easier than what it felt like when I attempted it.
That's it? Yeah!
Ah! Oh man, honestly, thank you so much, Mish.
Yeah, dude.
Your expertise was so valuable. I almost got to the top.
No, dude, you're gonna get it. You're definitely gonna get it.
But what I think is more important is that I had such a load of fun. Mzansi, honestly, forget the gym, forget the 5K, do something crazy, do something different, use this beautiful body of yours, and why not try bouldering? As you can see, the endorphins are raging inside of me. I'm absolutely pumped. I forgot that I'm even working out, and all I can say is, whew, I feel good. Okay, I've got to get to the top. One more.
Dude, that's a workout.
My arms are still pumped after that.
It's a completely different type of physical activity.
100%. And the craziest thing is you don't think that you're working out, but you feel like you've worked out.
You just try not to fall.
This is the thing, man. I can't think of a better way to use our body to grow and just like kind of get some incredible gains without even realizing it. Fun and fitness combined in a beautiful way, bro.
I love that. I love that. Now, if you at home are looking to level up your fitness game, then you will absolutely love that with Vodacom, you can enhance your plan with smart tech by choosing from a wide selection of trendy and customizable accessories like smartwatches, headphones, and wearables that will seamlessly blend into your connected life.
Yeah, on top of that, you also get to activate your eSIM-enabled devices so that you'll never miss a call or notification whilst on the move, and seamlessly listen to all your favorite music. Maybe while you're climbing, you can get in the zone. Now, to view all the deals on offer, watch, well, that's obviously with Enhance. You can visit vodacom.co.za or head to the in-store and find out more.
Congratulations as Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars takes the spotlight with a smooth SAFTA nomination for Best Competition Reality Show. Plus, you can vote for host Katlego Mabue to win Best TV Presenter by dialing *120*32020# and follow the instructions. Voting costs R1.50 and T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
If it's easy, quick, delicious, and super healthy is what you are after, then this next recipe will become a staple in your weekly menu. We are making a smart berry, in fact, a smoothie using Future Life's smart food. And here to show us how to make it is Sunal Ratan, the registered dietitian for Future Life. I love that we're calling this a smart berry smoothie and not a strawberry smoothie.
Yes, it's got smart food, so it certainly is a smart choice.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, we are using frozen strawberries, but is this a recipe that can also be utilized with seasonal fruit or perhaps, different kinds of berries like blueberries?
Most certainly, Zoe. I think you can always use what's in season, and obviously you want to make it cost effective, so you can go wild with any fruit that you want to use. It's just the portion size that we recommend you stick accordingly.
Okay, so let's get into the smart berry smoothie because I'm loving the name already.
So to start off, we're going to add a half a cup of Future Life Smart Food. So today we're going to be using original flavor, but you can really use any flavor that you particularly like.
The original is going to go so well with the strawberry. I mean, I can imagine if you add the strawberry, it will just look a little pink.
So the original just gives it a bit more flexibility, and I think with the original, everyone in the household can enjoy it, and you can always use it up with peanut butter and bananas or strawberries, so it can be everyone's family favorite, so you can really have some versatility with it.
Fantastic. So we're going to start off with a half a cup.
Yes, so we'll start off with a half a cup of your low-fat plain yogurt.
How many portions are we making now?
So this recipe will be 2 servings. If you're looking at a meal option, it will be 1 serving with this recipe. If you'd like to have it and enjoy it as a snack instead, you can use half a serving.
Okay, fantastic.
So we're going to add a 3/4 cup of milk.
So you're basically saying you're making breakfast for me.
So we'll both have something to cheers to at the end.
Okay. I'm getting very excited to add the fruit because I'm seeing these beautiful bananas. We've got some strawberries over there, but you are leading this recipe. What do we add next?
So we'll add a half a cup of frozen strawberries. It's nice frozen because it just adds that iciness to it. And to add some extra iciness, we can add fresh ice cubes. It just depends on how cold you want it. We'll add 1 small banana. It's all cut up already. So what I like to do is I like to add apple juice instead. So sometimes honey can be quite calorie dense. So I've added a 1/4 cup of apple juice instead.
I love that we are keeping the calories low for this, but if you want to add that sweetness, you maybe don't care about your calorie budget, add the honey, but what a great alternative to rather use apple juice than honey.
Certainly, because remember, smoothies can be quite calorie dense, so it's important that we also keep that in mind.
We always assume smoothie, healthy, but you can actually, if you add the peanut butter and all of that, you can quickly add up those calories.
Agreed.
But I love that we're sticking to the fresh fruits, we are staying with the fat-free yogurts, and then we obviously also adding our Future Life.
Yes, the star of the show.
The star of the show.
So we can just add 2 ice cubes. I don't want to make it too cold. So when making smoothies, I always like to add the Future Life Smart Food last. It tends to clump up at the bottom, so
it just blends better that way.
Blends much better.
Fantastic. I love that we are making this for breakfast, but you did say this is ideal for a snack, for lunch, for breakfast, for smoothies on the go.
Yeah.
So have you tried this smoothie with any of the other flavors?
I have the strawberry, makes a very pretty pink. Even chocolate.
I can blend.
Yeah,
There we go. This is beautiful. I'm going to open it up. There we go. Oh, beautiful.
Thanks for your help, Zoe.
I'm one of those people, if you don't like too much texture in your smoothie, you can obviously blend it a little bit more, but this looks perfect to me.
It's delicious. Smells great.
It is. It's beautiful. We'll pop a little straw in, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a taste. Oh, this is good. You can taste that you are actually getting proper nutrition. I say you can taste. It tastes like you're getting your cereal in. I sometimes have a smoothie and I feel like I still need to chew something afterwards. It's never satisfying, but this is filling and it is so delicious.
So I think the great part about it is if you don't like a very grainy texture, a smoothie kind of masks that and you get a smooth texture that's quite delicious. And for kiddies, you can call this strawberry milkshake and they're gonna love it.
They're gonna love it and they get all the nutrients that they want. I love that we've added the fresh strawberries, the fresh banana, and I would definitely go with more ice and just make it perfect for summer.
Zoe approved.
It is Zoe approved. This is incredible. So Nal, thank you so much for showing us this delicious recipe. And for you, Future Life Smart Food is an ideal option for daily immune support, and the versatility of the product also means that you'll never get tired of it. You can enjoy it in a meal, a shake or smoothie, or even bake with it. But to get your hands on this super delicious strawberry, in fact, it's a smart berry smoothie. This recipe, you can visit futurelife.com. And if you missed any of the steps, you're in luck because we have a recap for you.
That looks delicious, man.
I
Hey?
love that. I'm going to add 2 of those to my meal plan today. Thank you very much for coming through. But something else I want to add to my meal plan is a bestie. I need more besties in my
What's
life.
up,
bro.
bestie?
You want to be a bestie?
It's nice to be besties, my friend. You know, whenever you see his beautiful pictures by the waterfalls, I mean, why do you not want to be his bestie? But that is what we're talking about. What makes your bestie your bestie? The waterfall moments, that's Riles. He claims that. But we want you to share the funniest or most heartwarming story of the moment your friend became your bestie, your ride or die.
Yes, now if you do that, you could be winning one of 4 cash prizes of 10,000 Rand each in the Sky Washing Powder Friendship Challenge. Oh, bring it on.
Love it. Now, the competition runs from today until the 25th of September right here on Expresso. So what you do is you WhatsApp your voice note to 069 201 5794. I'm going to say it again, 069 201 5794, and get set because this is going to be an incredible competition, right? But Sky Washing Powder, T's and C's do apply, and you can find it on their website, skywash.co.za.
You had me at 10,000 Rand, bro. I'm in. Let's go. Let's do this.
Done. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Listen, don't go anywhere. We have another epic performance heading your way by Siki Joanne. She's absolutely amazing, and her vocals, and she's got a powerful song that you do not want to miss coming up.
See you just a bit.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 Rands worth of Weber Braais. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What an incredible show it's been. We're going to be serving you and putting the cherry on the cake right now with this absolute queen, Siki Jo. You've been absolutely slaying this morning. I want to quickly get into this amazingness that's happening. Obviously, lots of performances, but you're also touring South Africa, ending in Brazil. They've requested you there. Oh, international, baby. Talk to me about this. What's happening?
Thank you so much. You know, my video trended in Brazil and they demanded a show for me to come there. And I'm going there at the end of September. But I want to talk about my shows that are happening here in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
I had a very successful show here in Cape Town. Now I've got 2 more shows that are remaining, okay? On Saturday, the 23rd of September, I'm going to be performing at Bertrand Cafe in Johannesburg, followed by a show in Gqeberha, my hometown, on Heritage Day, the 24th of September at the One Room Live.
Absolutely love it. I know GQ Gqeberha is going to absolutely love you, but right now you're going to love this song even more. It's a classic. It is something to take us home, and this is Siki with, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, I'm going to try my best. It's Ngqongqothwane.
Ngqongqothwane. Go get your
Ngqongqothwane.
tickets and
Get
watch
your tickets.
Me.
The stage is yours. Take us away.
Lama kama kabimbal akhatha amagqirha athe qiqisho zingqontweni Lama kama kabimbal akhatha amagqirha athe qiqisho zingqontweni amadoda ayoyika Lama kama kabimbal akhatha amagqirha athe qiqisho zingqontweni igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane sele qamele qithapha inguqongqothwane sele qubule qithapha kuthiwa nguqongqothwane hayi sele qubule qithapha nguqongqothwane sele qubule qithapha nguqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela kuqongqothwane igqirha lendlela Come on everybody, let's sing together Sele qabele qithapha inguqongqothwane Sele qubule qithapha Sele qubule qithapha kuthiwa nguqongqothwane Sele qabele qithapha Sele qabele qithapha inguqongqothwane Sele qubule qithapha Sele qubule qithapha kuthiwa nguqongqothwane Can you relate for me, Expresso? I want everybody to relate. Good morning, South Africa.
Another Feel Good production.
Kuthiwa nguqongqothwane Sele qabele qithapha Sele qabele qithapha inguqongqothwane Sele qubule qithapha Sele qubule like the tapa, kuthiwa nguqondo.